A KSL Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
Welcome to Rice-Eccles Stadium. It is Championship Thursday for Utah High School football. We've got a great one for you to kick off the action today. Our 11 a.m. is the 5A state championship game, a rematch between Roy and Bountiful from Region 5. Two rivals going head-to-head for a state championship. Welcome on in, Jeremiah Jensen, Stevenson, Sylvester with you. Sly, I love this matchup. We've seen these two teams. We know these two teams well. Both teams bringing back so many great players.
Right.
They're exciting. They have great skill position players. There's a couple we want to dial in here on those for everybody sitting at home. We'll start with Bountiful. Emerson Gauman, their quarterback. His second time up here at Rice-Eccles Stadium playing on the turf, and he's dynamic.
Yeah, first of all, these guys got all the way to the state championship last year, so they want some get back. They want this state title. They are primed and ready. I mean, just to know that Roy would have went undefeated if it wasn't for Bountiful is huge, but Emerson Gauman is at the helm, and he's doing a magnificent job. If you would have seen the game against Brighton last week, he did it both in the air and with his legs. He can run the ball effectively at his tall stature at 6'4", and he can throw. He has a huge arm, so he makes him a danger in the passing game.
And he killed Brighton with his legs.
Yes.
They took the pass away from Bountiful. It didn't matter. Emerson Gauman was able to rush for over 100 yards in that state semifinal game. Now let's turn our attention to Roy. They've got a lot of great dynamic players, but there's one guy that really stirs the drink, and that's Robert Young. He's not big, but he makes big plays.
He's Mr. Everything.
Yes.
Right? That's what we call him, Mr. Everything. He can pass, he can throw, he can run. Pass and throw, same thing. He can run. He plays defense. He never comes off the field. He's your return man. He does everything for this team. They have a couple guys that do everything for this team. But for me, he's kind of like your Taysom Hill. You could line him up at receiver, running back, quarterback. I mean, last week, they came out of halftime and went Wildcat the whole first drive. You know, it took Timpview for a loop. They had no idea what to do. Robert Young is special, and he makes this offense that much more dynamic, and I cannot wait to see what game plan they have for him today.
I can't wait to see this rematch. These teams have played before, and now it's time to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew. She's down on the field. She's taking a break from the San Diego Padres. For some reason, she's moved back here to Utah to hang out with us in this bitter cold weather. Mary Lou's Cook's down on the sideline. Mary Lou's, how you doing?
She's a glutton for punishment.
We'll hold off. Let me know, Ty, once Mary Lou's is ready. We can't wait to hear about that. This is not the first time these teams have played. And Roy's out here. The captains are out here. We're ready for the national anthem coming up. We'll take a break for the national anthem. Outstanding. Perfect way to get things kicked off here today. Let's go down to Mary Lou's Cook down in the north end zone. Mary Lou's.
All right, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we've got you now.
Good. Okay. Well, I'm excited to be here. And you know, both of these teams are as well, of course, with Roy seeking revenge. You guys mentioned that this is a rematch, and taking a look at that regular season game from earlier on this season, it was pretty crazy. It was pretty crazy. So with under 2 minutes in the third quarter, Roy's Robert Young ran in a touchdown to put the Royals up 35-28. And in the fourth quarter, with 10:47 left, Emerson Geilman's 13-yard pass to Sakai Fekatoa tied it all up 35-35. Geilman then put Bountiful ahead with a 26-yard touchdown run with 9:13 left, made it 42-35. And Bountiful's defense proved key in the final moments. It was an epic battle, and you know, both of these teams today are going to be bringing in the energy. Of course, Bountiful looking to get another win, and Roy seeking revenge. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mary Lou's. Both teams taking the field right now. The Bountiful Redhawks will be on the west sideline. The Roy Royals, seeking their first state title since 1981, will be on the east side. The Royals getting fired up right now and ready to go for this one. We're a minute away from kickoff. Sly, you've seen both of these teams multiple times this year. What do you think is going to be the difference in this one?
As dynamic as we've talked about these offenses, right? Robert Young, Siaki Fekatoa, Emerson Geilman, Zay Morris. They have so many weapons on the field. Whenever that happens, the defense becomes paramount, right? Yeah. The good thing is we're saying those names, those guys play both ways, except for Emerson Geilman. They play both ways, so we'll be seeing them on the field today, but I think the defense in this matchup today is going to be key. Who's going to have the right defensive scheme to either slow down Emerson Geilman or slow down Zay Morris and Robert Young? Who's going to have, you know, Sella? He had an amazing game last week, man. Logan Sella is an absolute beast. And so I think the defensive game plan is going to be the most important thing, because these games always come down to who can make a stop, right? You're going to get to the quarter. You're going to see some offensive firepower here, second quarter, third quarter. But that end of the third quarter, into the fourth quarter, that's when your defense has to stand up, and it's going to be who's going to get a stop.
You look at Roy's offense, you got a quarterback who's passed for 2,500 yards and 27 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. You've got 2 1,000 yards rushers in Logan Sella and Robert Young. And you've got a receiver, Zay Morris, who can go over 1,000 yards, and he's got 13 touchdowns this season. They've lit up the stat sheet. And then on the other side, you got Bountiful, who's got a quarterback that's a dual threat. You got Siaki Fekatoa, who as a junior is one of the best running backs in the state. And that Bountiful defense, and Bountiful in the trenches, has been outstanding this season. I love this matchup. We can't wait for this game. Let's do it. Bountiful versus Roy for a 5A state championship. We are underway here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Keely Elenecki is able to return this kick. He's got a lane on the outside, but it disappears quickly. He's tackled at the 23-yard line. That's where Roy will start this drive. I mentioned Drew Gardner, the quarterback.
Yeah.
You'll also see a lot of direct snap with Logan Sella and Robert Young as well.
I like offenses that aren't afraid to start with the ball in the first half, right? There's a game plan method behind that. Let me get my opponent behind the ball to start. I'll have a defensive stop throughout the game to gain an extra possession. But here, if I start with the football, I can be off to the races. So here I'm eager to see how Roy wants to start this football game, how aggressive they are in the first few plays.
Tight formation to start for Roy. Now they're going to switch things up.
Robert Young at Wildcat.
Direct snap Wildcat. Here we go. Robert Young and Logan Sell in the backfield. It's going to be Robert Young. It's 4 or 5 yards to start the game.
You get 5 yards on first down, that's a win, right? And so that's huge. That opens it up. That makes the defense like, okay, this is a viable threat. I got to pay more attention to this. And then you open it up with the pass. As we said, Robert Young is your Swiss Army knife. He lines up at X. He lines up at Z. He lines up at F. He lines up at quarterback for Wildcat. He is your running back as well. He does a multiple of things, a myriad of things in this offense. So you're going to see him all over the place today.
Now a different formation from the offense. Multiple receivers. Gardner at quarterback. Bountiful will rush several, it looks like. They're going to run a linebacker up the middle, but Sell up the middle. And he's fighting for the sticks, and he's got it. First down, Roy.
That's so hard to game plan for. Normally, like we get the game plan, you're like, this guy's dangerous, this guy's dangerous. When they have 8 people who are dangerous and pretty much doing the same thing, that simple handoff, they could do Robert Young, they could do Logan Sella, as you've seen there. There's multiple people that they could put in to run the same type of play. So you have to be very, very technically sound on defense to defend this team.
1st and 10 from the 34. Fake the pitch. Gardner's going to throw it for the first time today. Didn't see it. Now he's rolling the other way. And he finds the receiver, Robert Young.
See, that's chemistry right there, right? Scramble drill here. Everything's supposed to go out to the left. Robert Young sees him scrambling. Let me keep running here.
Great shot.
He stays open. Great shot right there. A good job by Robert Young, pacing it, understanding that I got to continue working, making myself open so my quarterback can see me. You know, that is something that is absolutely awesome when a quarterback and receiver have that type of relationship.
2nd down and 1 from the 43 for Roy. Young fakes the reverse, cuts it up, and he breaks a tackle. Still running into Bountiful territory, out at the 39-yard line. What an effort by Robert Young.
It's so crazy. He's so patient. Watch how patient he is with his running. He set up the reverse fake. He's behind the blockers. Breaking out of this is just absolutely insane. Then shakes another defender right here. He's so patient in his running game. He's very fast, but he's quick to speed. He's not in a hurry to do it. And that really is just hard to dictate if you don't know how fast somebody is or going. You got to tempo that. He's such a dangerous threat.
Great execution for Roy on this drive. 1st and 10 from the Bountiful 39. Bountiful brings a blitz. Gardner's going to pitch. Sella has it. About 3 or 4 yards that maybe they're going to give him 2. They got him out at the 37-yard line.
Well, that was a design shovel right there, but it wasn't there. So you give it to your other option right there, and you pick up 2 yards. For me, that's a win because Bountiful did a great job of covering that shovel play and not allowing that to breathe. But they had to take an option of pitching it to the running back wide to the short side, and he still picked up 2 yards.
Sell up the middle. Gets a few yards up to the 33-yard line. Will be 3rd down. 3rd down and about 4. Big down here.
Yes. And this is exactly how they were going at Timpview, right? You know, they didn't take huge chunks, but they were methodically moving down the field effectively. They never felt pressure. It was always a 3rd down and short or barely a 3rd down and medium. They took chunks out on 1st and 2nd down and made 3rd down really easy for them to get. This is a well-executed drive, a heavy dose of Robert Young on this first drive.
Snap goes to Gardner. He's going to pass. He's got blocks. He's going to go in the end zone.
Elenicki. Catch.
Caught! Incomplete.
Oh, he dropped it?
He dropped it, yeah. Late. He had it.
From our angle, it looked like he caught it.
They took their shot.
Oh, yeah, this is a better angle right here. Oh, he looked like he caught that. Oh, great job by the
great
defender
defense.
right there.
Brock McSwain.
Senior. Look at him get his hand in the breadbasket. Look, as a defensive coach, you want to coach this. If the guy is past you, don't look at the quarterback. Look at your guy, see where his hands are, put your hands in the middle of his hands, and knock the ball out. An incomplete pass is a win. That was a win right there for Brock McSwain.
Here's another weapon Roy has. Colby Froker, he made a 58-yard field goal that tied a state playoff record against Timpview. Now he's going to try from 50 here early on in this 5A state championship
game on the offense.
Just move
5 yards.
Make it 55.
Replay, 4th down.
He's not flinching. The wind's not blowing. He's good. He knows exactly what to do. He's like, 50, 55. You guys didn't see me last week?
Froker will try to put Roy on the board.
Oh, short.
It's got distance. No good. To the right. Bountiful's defense holds up.
Yeah.
They get Roy's offense off the field with no points.
That looked low. I'm not sure if that snap was handled cleanly, though. Yeah, is low and to the right on that.
Didn't get the air he likes to get.
No, like we said, he made a 58-yarder last week, had enough room to make 63 easy.
It went into the net.
Yeah, it went into the net at 58
just get
yards.
over the crossbar. It went into the net.
Yeah. So we know this guy has a leg. Of course, kicking is it's so crazy. You see these punters, you see these kickers practicing on the sidelines over and over and over, and you think like, oh, just go out there and make it happen. But to be technically perfect when you're out on the field, it's a lot harder than your practice reps. When you get a kicker that can do that, like we had Louis Sakota, you see a lot of guys in the league right now. I mean, a lot of kickers are struggling this year. Justin Tucker from the Baltimore Ravens, Evan McPherson from the Cincinnati Bengals. Some guys are having struggles, and I don't know what it is. It's a big mental thing as well. But you got to be perfect. Everything has to be the same amount of steps, just like long jump. In track, when you're doing your long jump, you have to take the exact same steps every single time. It's not easy to do.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with the 5A state championship game after this.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
You've been told that running is punishment. Let's help you make it your superpower. At Salt Lake Running Company, we're here to help you become a better athlete. From the gym to the track, SLRC offers all student athletes a 10% discount, free rewards, free custom shoe fits, and inserts that fit into athletic shoes and cleats. For 30 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped student athletes find the...
Bountiful starts this drive with a Siaki Fekatoa run up to the 25-yard line.
So that was essentially a win for Bountiful. Right?
Oh, big time.
Roy was marching down the field. They got a big third down stop, and you missed the field goal. Now you get the ball back. That is great. It's exactly what you want to do. Of course, on field goals in high school, it goes into the end zone. It's like a touchback. So now instead of Bountiful getting the ball on the 40-yard line, they're getting it on their own 20 to march down the field.
Emerson Geilman, the quarterback for Bountiful. 2,350 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions through the air. Going to go back to Fekatoa, who gets up to the 30-yard line. That should be enough to give him a new set of downs, unless they mark him just short. They do. Less than a yard away from a first down on 3rd down and 1.
Yeah. As we said, Emerson Geilman's a viable threat right here. This is where you run QB power. You just step up a fullback, bring the tight end in motion, and have that QB follow through.
Geilman's going to change it up. He's going to go for the sneak, and he's over the 30.
Does a great job. He sees those defensive linemen pinching down. Let me find the opening. The best guys that run quarterback sneak understand that, and he does a great job. He finds that void.
When you got a 6'4", 210-pound quarterback.
Just lean forward.
Yep.
Just lean forward. You'll get it every time.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from 32. You mentioned Geilman. You'd mentioned the open slide. He's a dual threat. He also has rushed for 728 yards and 13 touchdowns, including a 71-yard touchdown run. Geilman's going to pass here. Catch is made.
Fekatoa.
Siaki Fekatoa with the 9-yard gain. So this Bountiful offense off to a good start.
And Fekatoa, so dangerous, handing the ball off, and even a check down out of the backfield. Look at this. This is a big-time gain on first down. Anytime you can get 8-9 yards on a simple check down route is exactly what you want to do. Roy was in a cover 2, have those defenders drop back with those other receivers. That check down is guaranteed 5-6 yards.
They'll run on 2nd and 1. Fekatoa up the middle. He gets more than one. He's into Roy territory. All the way down to the 48-yard line of the Royals.
Tough running right there. I love the way he hits the hole. He hits the hole swiftly, no playing around. Get up there, get past that initial line of defense up into the 2nd and 3rd levels of the defense, and you're getting big gains every single time. But it's all about how you initially hit that right off of the puller. Great job by Siaki Fekitoa. As you said, just a junior, but one of the best running backs in the entire state.
1st and 10 from the 47. Geilman's going to pass. Quickly outside, Fekitoa. Slime not surprised at all. They're trying to get Fekitoa the ball early.
Yeah, get him running, get him open before you get to other guys. He's going to be a major factor in the game. In a tough game like this, as we said, defense is going to play paramount, which means that if you can have an effective running game with your running back and he's getting momentum and he's gaining confidence, that's the guy you want to roll with. You know, Emerson Geilman, we know with the ball in his hands, he can do a lot with his legs as well. But Bountiful will kill you in the running game for sure.
Angie Ahui with the tackle. Now Geilman's going to run. He's got a lane to the outside. Almost got around that last defender, but he goes out of bounds after a gain of 8.
This guy is dangerous. Look at him in the open field. The defense had that packed up just right. Everybody had their responsibilities, but he athleted the other athlete out there. And he does a tremendous job of getting to the outside, using his speed. But look, soon as he got past the D-end, look how he sidestepped him, but came straight back downhill. He didn't keep widening. Came straight back downhill and was able to pick up those yards, making it 3rd down and 2.
3rd and 2. Fekitoa's got a 1st down and more, down to the 30-yard line.
It's a big boy package. Blocked up perfectly. Hat on a hat, just moving guys. Straightforward, 2 lead blocks. That's old-fashioned right there. That's old school. Let's go downhill, man. Mano y mano.
1st and 10 from the 30. These two teams know each other so well. Geilman. Screen. McSwain. Into the red zone, down to the 11-yard line. Brock McSwain with a big gain. And Bountiful is knocking on the door.
Great play call right here. Fake to the wide side of the field, come back. Tunnel's coming back to the middle of the field, comes wide open, blocked up perfectly. Got the defense in a blitz, so they're over-aggressive. Let the defense come to you. You throw right behind them. Great job by Bountiful, great execution.
First and 10 from the 11. Play clock's down to 5, getting a player on late. And Bountiful's going to have to take a timeout.
It's very smart. It's a lot of real estate that you have to cover down here. Or this is very important real estate down here, so you want to make sure that you don't go backwards.
All right, while they take a timeout, Ty, if you can hear me in the truck, let's pull up some old video. This is not the first time that Bountiful and Roy have played in a state championship game. You go all the way back to 1981. They battled for the 4A state title. First quarter, Bountiful's Brad Wilkes with a 16-yard pick six, but Roy would answer with 10 second quarter points. Gary Ashley takes the pitch and runs 79 yards for a touchdown. Look at him breaking tackles.
This looks like Ohio State matchup here.
Then in the second half, after a long interception return, Ashley scores again. Bountiful would score in the third to cut the lead to 3, but Roy would hold on for its first and only state championship, a 17-13 victory right here on the turf. So here we are back here 43 years later. That is a long drought. In fact, Roy has only, I think, been to or had 4. Well, I can't remember the stat, but they're not here often, is what I'm trying to say. So they were back here, I think it's 2014 they played for a state championship here and lost to Timpview, like everybody else did 10 years ago.
Timpview has been a dominant threat for past couple decades.
Here we go. First and 10 from the 11.
Zero coverage on the outside here.
Fekitoa trying to bounce outside. Now he breaks the tackle, bounces inside. Now he's going the other way. He's got a blocker down to the 2-yard line. Geilman getting out there and trying to help out his running back.
And you know he's not afraid to throw it in there. Geilman will be your lead block. He does not care. But Fekitoa using his legs, straight athleticism right here. Great job at understanding, like, look, this defense got that blocked up. They stopped that. They keep running all over the place. Gains 6 yards, makes it 2nd down and 2 from the 3-yard line.
They bring in their big package into the end zone. Touchdown. Bountiful on the board first. Siaki Fekitoa in from 3 yards out, and the Redhawks strike first.
Yeah, it's the way he's running the ball. There's a lot of effort and energy behind that. There's a lot of he wants this. You can tell with every time he touches the ball, especially the way he ran that in there. I will not be denied is what his mindset is. Oh, that's running into the kicker. Running into the kicker right there.
Bountiful's got Roy a little out of sync here now.
Yeah, they do. As dynamic as Roy's offense is, you know, it's far from out of reach, and I don't think the momentum is fully swung yet. But this is exactly how you want to do it for Bountiful, stealing a possession and then going down and scoring.
Yeah, after watching that first game this season. After watching that first game this season, you know how crazy it can be. It's going to be a back and forth affair. I'd be shocked too, Sly, if one of these teams was able to separate themselves too much. We'll see how Roy responds now. The stat I was trying to bring up earlier, and I couldn't remember exactly what I was trying to say, but this is only the 4th time in Roy history they've had a double-digit win season.
Oh,
in their 60-year history.
I thought you were going to like how many times they've been in the state finals.
No, so the 12 wins this year, just the 4th time in 60 years. Jim McMahon played there. They had some lean years. Reddy Fernandez brought this program back to where it was in the 70s when he played there with Jim McMahon. And now Roy's a powerhouse in Utah high school football, and here they are in the state championship game once again for the first time since 2014.
That's a crazy stat, and that just shows the type of production that Roy has had this year. But again, their only loss has been to this Bountiful team.
Bountiful back here for the 2nd year in a row. They had a heartbreaker last year against Timpview for the 5A championship. They have unfinished business that they hope to complete here this afternoon. Roy will start at their own 20. 1st and 10. The Bountiful defense, you could say they bent but didn't break on that last drive. Roy had a drop in the end zone. I shouldn't say drop. That was not a drop. That was a pass breakup by Brock McSwain. A terrific play on the defense, but a missed opportunity for Roy there, and then the missed field goal. Here's their 2nd drive, and they'll start with a Logan Sella run, and he's taken down quickly.
Right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a half a yard. Great job by this Bountiful defense.
Dawson Alsop, who is their leading tackler. He had a nice game against Brighton in the semifinals, and he's off to a great start here.
Yeah, that was picture perfect how you want to feel the running lanes. Stop Logan Sella right in his tracks. Oh, he had penalty last week for equipment issues.
Yeah.
They're giving him just a warning. Let's see.
Not sure what the issue is.
Yeah.
But Logan Sella's got to come off the field. That is an issue for Roy on 2nd and 10. One less weapon they have on this play right here. So without Sella, they're going to spread it out a little bit.
5 seconds on the play clock.
Gardner's going to pass. Now rolling right. Too much on it. Missed him. He's looking for Zay Morris in the flat.
Yeah, that would have went for a good 12 to 13 yards as well if he was able to complete that. And you know what's crazy? People are like, that's so easy. Those are some of the hardest throws to make. One, you have to guesstimate how fast your receiver's going, make sure to not overthrow him or underthrow him and have the defender able to make it a shorter play. It's got to be perfect while you're running and he's running. That is not an easy throw.
As a quarterback, the more you have to think about it, the harder it becomes to complete it.
Yes.
It needs to be instinctual and quick. 3:11 and counting left to play here in the first quarter. 3rd and 10 from the 20. Gardner's going to throw again. Now he's going to roll out right. Overthrows another receiver, and Roy's going to have to punt.
Yeah, got to give his guy a chance there. Good fake to the left. They were trying to come back to this post route that it was well covered by Bountiful. They're doing a great job of execution on defense. That's a very, very good 3 and out on this drive for Bountiful.
Froker back to punt. 2 Bountiful players back to receive the punt.
Oh!
Going to take a bounce.
Oh,
that
almost
almost
close.
hit a Bountiful player. That was close.
Oh, that was close.
That was almost disaster for the Redhawks.
I think there's going to be an illegal formation on Roy. Either add it to the end of the kick or re-kick it. If I was Bountiful, I'd have him re-kick it. But that was close to hitting a Bountiful player right there. But I don't think Roy had enough guys on the line of scrimmage there. That or offsides? What are...
During the play, illegal formation, too many men in the backfield on the kicking team. That 5-yard penalty is assessed at the end of the kick.
Bountiful take that. Redhawks with great field position, already up 7-0 against a rival here in the 5A state championship game. Everything going the Redhawks' way since the missed field goal. Can't say enough about Bountiful's offensive line. They have been terrific this season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the rushing attack between Gauman and Siaki Fekatoa, you have to have a good line behind that.
Fekatoa's got a little bit of a hole, breaks the tackle, and he's going to make the most out of this. Gets all the way to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 6.
Tough running right there because they had this blocked up. They should have made the play, but just the extra effort gets 2 or 3 more yards by Fekatoa.
Yeah, Will Nixon, number 76, Isaiah Amasoni, number 52, Brian Bushman, number 64, Brian Sochi, number 55, and Paxton Gibson, the right tackle, number 63. The starters at offensive line for Bountiful in this championship game. 2nd and 4 from the 48. Fekatoa off to a great start today into Roy territory, down to the 38-yard line. But we got a flag.
Might be holding. Again, Fekatoa is just doing an amazing job. Hitting the hole hard, quick, and fast. He does
play,
it.
Holding number 55 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
And the way Fekatoa hits the hole quickly makes it easier on the offensive lineman. So yes, the offensive lineman is helping Fekatoa out, but he's helping the offensive lineman out as well. They don't have to hold the blocks as long because of how hard he's getting through that first layer of defense.
Second and 8. Back into Bountiful territory from their own 44-yard line. Geilman's going to pass.
Oh.
No
Great
flag.
job right there.
Bountiful wanted one. They're not going to get it.
Hunter
good
Webb
coverage.
Covering Fekitoa out of the backfield. They did a fake smoke screen and go, trying to get the linebacker to bite extra hard, but Hunter Webb, being physical at the line of scrimmage, was able to widen Fekitoa and make the coverage a lot easier on himself. Good job by Hunter Webb.
So we got 3rd and 8. Here's a chance for Roy to turn the tide. Trips to the left, Geilman. He's in trouble. He's going down. Roy gets a sack. Angie Ahui. Ahui got in there and didn't let go. Also number 26, Mone Kiaho. Mone Kiaho gets in there and gets the sack as well.
They'll share it. They'll share it.
A team effort by the Royals, and they get that Bountiful offense off the field.
That's a beautiful blitz right there. We called that blitz Yogi Bear Salt Peel Zero. It's a lot of people coming zero on the back end, but it's a double barrel blitz. It's a double barrel blitz, and these guys just making it happen. It makes it hard for the running back to choose which one to block, with the center which one to block, because everybody's coming. It makes the blocking scheme extremely difficult, and if you can win your one-on-one battle, you mess up the entire offensive play. So great job by Roy there. How I remember what that play was called when I ran it, I have no idea. But it was one of our longer calls. We normally don't have calls that long.
So Roy, after the fair catch on the punt, starts his drive on their own 29-yard line. 1st and 10. 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Gardner takes the snap, pitches it right to Logan Sella. Just tripped up, or he could have got more.
See what Roy does. A great defensive stop there, made them punt. They're back on offense now, and see how they want to game plan and move forward here. And you know what I've noticed, last week, and even if I remember the game against Woodcross that we covered earlier, Roy isn't in a rush. If they don't score early, it's fine. They know that they're going to stick to their game plan, and something's going to pop. Just because they don't score early in this football game doesn't mean they're not confident in their capabilities.
And they're not going to get this play off before the quarter ends. We've completed 12 minutes of play in this 5A state championship game. The Bountiful Redhawks lead the Roy Royals 7-0. We'll have second quarter action after this.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Moving mountains takes more than muscle. It takes commitment through the comfortable, the uncomfortable, the starts, the stops, the sunny days, the stormy days. Here at Salt Lake Running Company, rain or shine, we've got you. We are here to help you keep moving forward. Locally owned, locally operated since 1995, SLRC offers free custom shoe fittings, rewards, training groups, races, free events, seminars, and clinics. Visit us in store or online today at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home.
So you can finally finish your basement and raise the value of your home.
Or pay off your credit cards and get out of debt faster.
Nice. Or simply enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit ready for a rainy day.
To learn more, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
You've been told that running is punishment. Let's help you make it your superpower. At Salt Lake Running Company, we're here to help you become a better athlete. From the gym to the track, SLRC offers all student athletes a 10% discount, free rewards, free custom shoe fits, and inserts that fit into athletic shoes and cleats. For 30 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped student athletes find the perfect fit that keeps them training and competing. Shop in-store or online at slrc.com today.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
And that's what fans do when they go to the Y.
Welcome back to Rice-Eccles Stadium. Time to kick off the second quarter here in the 5A state semifinal. Sorry, state championship game. Gotta move my brain forward a week here. It's championship Thursday, JJ. Come on. Bountiful leads Roy 7-0. The Royals have the ball, 2nd and 5 at their own 34-yard line to start the second quarter. Robert Young in motion. They're going to throw it
nice
back to the left, and they've got something here. Zay Morris near midfield. Well executed.
Great execution right here, because you're thinking, oh, is it going to the backside? Is it going to Robert Young? Let alone it comes to Zay Morris, who's coming down in the tunnel screen. If that one blocker was able to get out in front of Zay Morris, this would have went for a touchdown. That was a great play design and great execution right there by Roy.
Gain of 15. Gardner's going to throw. Quick hit on the outside. It's Morris again. Zay Morris has another first down.
Ooh.
Into Bountiful territory.
That was late.
And a late hit as well. So tack on another 15.
Oof. Yeah. I mean, Zay Morris is dynamic, right? We talk about Robert Young, but just get the ball into your playmaker's hands right there. Quick hitch, speed to the outside. Yeah, that was late. That was very late.
Oh, boy.
And somebody
we got some people hurt.
Yeah.
On the Roy sideline because of that.
That was a very late play right there.
Hate to see that.
Yeah. Hope he's okay. See, he did not have pads on. And it looked like he was not looking at that.
Yeah, Morris took some brunt of it. Morris made contact with somebody on the sideline.
Yeah.
During the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, number 25 on the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty at the end of the run, first down.
So now Roy's in business. Now, I couldn't tell if Zay Morris got nicked up on that play. I don't see him out on the field right now.
Yeah, Kobe Froker is taking his place out there.
That's not good.
No. Zay Morris is big. He's your top corner as well. We covered it. Got a 101-yard interception return for a touchdown when we covered him earlier this season. He's the dynamic force, as you said. He's got insane speed. And with a guy with speed out there, even if he's just a decoy, he's a major factor on the football field.
He was on pace to break 1,000 yards in this game for the season. We'll keep an eye on that to see if Zay Morris is okay and see if he can get back in this game. 11:29 to play in the half. Robert Young, the direct snap, right up the middle. Young's got room to run. Inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line. Roy is inside the 10-yard line, knocking on the door. You hate to see this. Hopefully Zay can walk it off and he can get back out there. Darn it. On a late hit like that, that's just... You hate to see it. Hopefully they get that ankle taped up and he can finish this ball game and finish this season. Okay, 1st and goal from the 6. Robert Young, direct snap, bouncing to the outside. Bountiful chases him down. Great job by the Redhawks defense. He's going backwards.
This is a great job by Bountiful at the point of attack. They want to go downhill right here. They make the running back have to go horizontal because of the stalemate that they create at the line of scrimmage. This is exactly how you want to handle a downhill run and then everybody charging to the football. Great job by Bountiful right there.
Yeah, Britton Tidwell was there first, and then he got help from his friends. Tidwell read it well. Somebody who plays on offense as well, and that helps you as a defender.
Well, I mean, great reaction by the defense right there. Dawson Alsop also chasing down the play right there. Great job by Bountiful.
Tackle for loss of 3, Gardner, and they got the whistle blowing here, and we got a flag.
Another delay game. Wow.
Delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Oh, boy, for Roy, they were
at the 6.
Had all the momentum down to the 6-yard line, ready to score, and now this is going to make it tough against that Bountiful defense. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 14-yard line. So the tackle for loss and then the delay of game cost them a total of 8 yards.
This is where a guy like Zay Morris comes into play right here. One, he's good in ISO, being an ISO receiver.
Sella's going to get it all back into the end zone. Touchdown! Roy's on the board.
Just hand it off, and we'll get it all back. No worries.
2nd and goal for the 14, no problem.
The Burger King hacks are back. The Burger King crowns are back.
Have it your way, Roy.
All right. Great marketing by the Roy Burger King up there.
Roy had it their way on that drive. They have a chance to tie it up here with the extra point. Ooh, Bountiful almost blocked it.
Oh.
Great penetration, but not enough to get there.
Yeah.
We're tied.
Yeah, that's an angle by Britton Tidwell. He's got to play downhill on that. If you're going ISO on the outside with your cornerbacks, that post safety needs to be playing more downhill. And he backs up into the end zone and doesn't take a good angle coming out. And Sella beats him to the end zone right there. But great blocking by that Roy offensive line, allowing Sella to get around to the edge, making that wide open, gaining that 14-yard touchdown.
Well, once you get Logan Sella into the secondary, it's game over. No one's winning that one-on-one matchup. He's too big and strong. That becomes a problem for any defensive back. So Sella into the end zone for the touchdown. We are tied up at 7. 9:47 left to play in the half. The Royals answer. They've responded well after a little bit of adversity here. We'll see if Zay Morris can get back into this game. He's walking it off right now on the sideline. I can see him over there walking up and down, trying to get back out there.
Yeah.
Just what a shame to get an ankle sprain on a late hit out of bounds in the championship game. It's just.
I know what that's like. The Super Bowl, right? My rookie year, I'm good all year, and like on the 3rd kickoff return, I get my ankle twisted, and I'm like, I'm not coming out of this game.
Bountiful takes it from the 1-yard line. There's a lane. They're able to close it quickly, but not before he gets out to the 37-yard line.
Great return by Brock McSwain right there.
Brock McSwain with a great return. Karsten Engberg saved the touchdown. Maybe he breaks this tackle right here. I don't know that they get him. I think he takes it all the way.
Yeah. Well, that's what you need, is a good return. Nice spark. It's 7-7-0-0 essentially on the scoreboard. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the second quarter. As you said, the last 4 minutes of a half, the first 4 minutes of the second half are one of the most important. So how Bountiful finishes this second quarter is going to be extremely important to the end of this game.
Fekatoa patiently waiting for something to open up. It does not. The Roy defense shuts that down. No gain.
Again, just like Bountiful on the Roy drive, this is a great job by Roy at the point of attack. Stuffing it all up, not allowing a seam for Fekitoa to squeeze through as he has been on other drives. Great job by Roy at adjusting for that.
2nd and 10 from the 38. Geilman will pass. Pocket closes up. Now he's going to run for it, and he can run.
Great
Good job on the
tackle.
outside to get him down after he gains 5.
Great open field tackle there by Jackson Schofield. This is how Emerson Geilman, hurt Brighton last week. Everything would be blocked up. He'd make a good decision, but when he pulled it down and used his legs, there was nothing Brighton could do. And Brighton's a very, very good defensive team. But Emerson Geilman, at 6'4", 200+ pounds, moving the way he does, he's tough to bring down and hard to get a hold of. He's got great stride, I'll tell you that.
3rd and 5 from the 43. Roy loading the box. One-on-one coverage on the outside. They blitz Geilman.
Great defense.
Nice pass breakup to end the drive, and now we got a flag.
I don't agree with this at all.
Roy head coach, Coach Solomona is irate.
This is good defense. The way he was able to move back in, I think the ref is saying that he leveraged the receiver, pulled the hip of the receiver to get in front, which I don't know.
So we get an upper angle here to get a better look. Kili Alaneki in coverage. They're going to give him a penalty.
During the play, holding on the defense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Will result in a first down.
Yeah, they're saying that he slingshotted himself in front of the receiver right there. Pulled the hip and then got around. The thing is like, I just don't know if that ref who called it had the angle, but he saw it, so he called it. But that was a huge, unfortunate penalty there for Roy.
See Coach Solomona there, Chris Solomona in 3 years, 28 wins, 8 losses. He's done a phenomenal job with Roy's programs. Siaki Fekitoa to the outside, and now Bountiful's got some momentum. Roy almost had him off the field, and now the Redhawks have life, and this drive will continue into Roy territory. Fekitoa with a run of 9 yards, but we got another flag on the field.
Roy. The result of the play is a first down.
What was that?
Coach Solomona letting off a little bit more steam. And
sideline?
Yeah, it was a sideline warning. That's from frustration over there. Fighting for their guys. This is a state title.
Every blade of grass.
Every blade of grass. No stone unturned. 7:55 left in the half. Bountiful, 1st and 10 from the Roy 37-yard line. Geilman. Looking downfield now, he's going to run again. He's wrapped up at the 32.
Great job by Roy. As we said, Emerson Geilman in the open field is a serious threat right here. He's making good decisions, not forcing the ball, trusting his legs, but in the open field, if you're able to make those tackles, again, Jackson Schofield makes another open field tackle on Geilman. That's huge, because as we said last week against Brighton, Geilman really got to Brighton with his legs.
2nd and 5 from the 32.
Trips to the field.
Geilman's going to hand it off. Fekitoa up the middle. No one touched him. Into the secondary. On the outside. To the 10. 5. Touchdown. Siaki Fekitoa. 32 yards, but we've got a flag. That one's coming back.
Unfortunately, we know what that means. That was an amazing run by Siaki Fekitoa.
During the play, holding on the offense, number 13. That's a 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
Got a receiver on the hold there.
He didn't say, is it from the line of scrimmage or is it from the
spot? It's a spot foul.
Yeah, okay. So if it's a spot foul, they only lost 4 yards? I think.
4 yards.
4 yards, yeah.
It'll back him up just 4, but it erases a touchdown run.
Yeah, now makes it 2nd down and long.
2nd and 9 from the 36. Geilman's going to throw, now he's going to run. And Roy does a great job bottling him up. It's not a sack, but they're going to get him down at the line of scrimmage.
Great job.
Looked like that was a designed run.
It was a designed run. He had a lead blocker there. Things were supposed to open up. You spread out your receivers. But great job internally right there. As we said, Logan Sella plays both ways, just your running back and your Mike linebacker. But does a great job in the open field on Emerson Geilman and bottles him up, not allowing him to get anything.
That brings up 3rd and 9 from the 36. The crowd is loud. Here we go. Geilman. Wide open in the flat. 1st down and more. Zeke Murdoch moves the chains. Great play call by Bountiful.
Oh, for sure. Really good job. It's just a drop in coverage by the linebackers right there. You get so focused on Emerson Geilman and you drop your coverage right there. That essentially was a check down route that went for 12, 14 yards.
Clock stops with 6:05 to play in the half. 1st and 10 from the 24. Fekitoa. No, it's Geilman. He keeps. Cuts it up into the end zone. Touchdown. But we've got another flag.
And that was the holding. I definitely saw that. Again, as we said, Jackson Schofield has made great open field tackles on Geilman. He had one-on-one stock block right there with the receiver. The receiver did have his arm on the outside, and the head ref made that call. So yes, that was holding.
Now we've got Bountiful head coach Jason Freckleton yelling at the officials. Coach Freckleton has a 9-4 record in postseason play.
No foul on the play.
Oh, they wiped it off. It's a touchdown. Wow.
How is that a discussion? Well, me, I said it's holding, right? But, that's my opinion. But how do you discuss if it's holding or not? You saw holding. Call it.
Coach Solomona is absolutely livid.
I would be pissed as well.
A lot of confusion out there. The extra point delayed, but good. And Bountiful takes a 14-7 lead on an Emerson Geilman touchdown run.
I don't know how you pick this up. That's holding. The case of holding in this state in the last few weeks is at an all-time high.
There's been a lot of passionate discussions about holding at different levels.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Of what is supposed to be called.
What is a hold?
But this is holding. He's got the hand outside. He's not allowing the guy to go outside to make the play. That is holding. Here's the thing. If he didn't hold, I'm not even sure he'd be able to make the play because there was so much room to run.
Right.
But to me, that is a very bad pickup. He called it.
Yeah.
That is a very bad pickup call by the ref.
Big call there. We'll take a break. 14-7. Bountiful leads Roy here on Game Night Live.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there, they're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
Back to the action here. 5:56 left to play in the half in this 5A state championship game. Bountiful now with a 14-7 lead over Roy. The Royals will try to respond here before the half ends. Bountiful will receive the second half kickoff. So this is a key drive for Roy to get some points on the board.
Well, we'll see if that holding call comes back to be a major factor in this football game.
For me, Sly, now it's less about that. It's done. How does Roy respond emotionally to this? Because I'm sure on the sideline they're like, we got jobbed on that drive. Yeah. They're not happy about it. Okay, so how do they respond to this? That's going to be key.
You are absolutely correct. And there's been Bountiful has done a great job of stealing momentum multiple times in this game, driving down and being extremely effective in the running game and moving the ball down the field. Do a great job on defense against this dynamic Roy offense. So, yeah, how do they respond here is a great, great question.
Gardner's trying to send a player in motion, and now he finally sees it.
Delay a game.
And they're going to have a delay.
No timeout.
They get the timeout? They did. Okay, so Roy's going to take the timeout.
Timeout, Roy, their first charge timeout of the half.
All right, we'll take a timeout here. Let's, Ty, if you can hear me, let's roll some more video. And it's sound full of, we're going to go back in the time machine here to 2003 when Bountiful last won a state championship.
You know, last year was last year, and now this is as good as it gets. You know, I'm so happy for those kids. You know, a lot of them, you know, they've all got rings from last year, and now this is their ring. You know, this is what they wanted and worked so hard for.
That is Bountiful's longtime great head coach Larry Wall after they won back-to-back titles in 2003. That's the last time Bountiful won a state championship. Now former Bountiful player Jason Freckleton has led his alma mater to back-to-back state championship appearances. Bountiful's won 5 state championships all time, 1979, 1990, 1991, 2002, and 2003. They're trying to add another one to the trophy case here today. There's Zay Morris back. You can tell he's a little hobbled. We'll see if he can give it a go. Roy's got to have him out there. 5:56 left in the half, 14-7. Roy trails. Bountiful brings pressure. They're going to run. They get about 3 yards on this play. Logan Sella. Things might get a little chippy here today.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
You're feeling it. There's a little bit of...
it's in the air.
Things got a little tense on that last drive.
It's emotion. I mean, and that's what I love, right? It starts from the top down. Administration, your coaches, down to your players at how you're supposed to react and play and what you're supposed to react to emotionally in a football game. And so
Gardner's going to pass. Caught. Zay Morris already having impact back in the game.
When you see Coach Salamona given the passion and energy that he is and how he cares, I think these kids are now understanding the moment.
Yeah.
And so, as you said, I do think that's going to promote and we could possibly see some crazy chippiness here towards the end of this football game.
You see Morris, a little ginger on that ankle, but he's giving it a run. That was a gain of about 6. It's 3rd and 2 from the 28. Bountiful showing pressure. They bring it. Sella cuts up the middle. First down. All the way up to the 37-yard line. Boy, what an advantage for Roy to have. You can call it a little bit of thunder and lightning, right? You got Logan Sella, who's a 1,000-yard rusher, and then you can go with Robert Young if you want to for a little different look.
He's a 1,000-yard rusher as well.
Another run, Sell up the middle, out to the 45, 46-yard line.
Logan Sella has 1,279 yards this season, and Robert Young has 1,032 yards this season rushing.
We got a flag. Trying to go out to Robert Young on the outside. First down, we'll see what the call is. That's usually, well, I won't speculate.
Yeah, illegal snap. This is going on Bountiful, but yeah, usually this is a false start, something before the play.
Illegal substitution on the defense. That 5-yard penalty resulted in a first down.
Well, Robert Young got the first down anyway. Look at him. His balance is something to marvel at. He's so elusive here. They have him dead to rights, and he's able to just get out of that and make that play. Now they got first down and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Roy at midfield with a new set of downs. 4:41 left in the half. A pitch outside to Sella. He's got a hole. Logan Sella to the 31-yard line.
Great job. And what I loved about that, it wasn't to the short side of the field. Got him some room to make this happen. Great angles on the blocking right there.
Roy wanted offsides. They don't get it. Play clock continues. Gardner takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Sella. They're riding Sella right now, and he's paying him off with another big run.
But again, this is north and south running.
Yeah.
Right? It's effective. This sliding zone, east and west, it's not great. And this works here. This allows the offensive line to get on their blocks, create levels. They left the DN unblocked right there, and Sella was able to crease it right behind the center guard right there and get positive yards.
2nd and 3 from the 24. Gardner's going to pass.
Robert Young.
Looking over the middle. Wide open. Caught to the 5. Down to the 2-yard line. Roy's knocking on the door again.
If I was Roy, I'd go Temple right here. Temple, catch.
Rhett Slater with a big gain.
Slater does a great job of faking to the outside, coming back to the middle. But yes, they're going Temple right here. Catch Bountiful off guard, run the football right with Sella.
Gardner hands it off, and we got another flag.
Oh, they're counting Bountiful again, a legal substitution. Oh, goodness.
Illegal substitution on the defense, 12 men on the field, half the distance penalty.
If Roy doesn't substitute, you should not substitute unless there's an injury. And these guys are substituting, and they're getting caught with it. And moving half the distance, which it means 1 yard. So now it's first down and goal from the 1 yard line. This is normally big boy package here.
First and goal from the 1. Sella into the end zone. Touchdown, Roy. The Royals answer right back. And we're an extra point away from being even again in this 5A state championship game.
What I loved about this is the offensive line. The way they fired off the ball, they only needed a yard, but the way they fired off the ball very quickly from the snap and caught Bountiful before they were able to make their initial charge, and then they stopped that up. So it was a great job by the offensive line. Oh, somebody got injured on that.
That was quite a pile.
Yes, it was.
Hope he's okay. We've had a couple guys get nicked up. Hopefully nothing serious.
He's jogging off. He's ready. He's like, this is state finals. You can't take me out.
I think that's K. Draper number. Is it at 55?
65.
Is it 65? K. Draper?
Yes.
He's a leader on this team. He's a next level guy. K. Draper, 6'2", 285. They can't afford to lose Cade. Looks like he's going to be all right.
Every time I see one of these guys go down or get an injury, I just think of the water boy. And he can't hold anything back. Oh.
Did that get touched? Doesn't matter. It goes through. That was close.
Sorry, Mary Lou's. You don't know that joke.
Don't tell me after all these years she still hasn't seen waterboy. She should have at least 5 Bobby Boucher lines.
I think we get 1 movie a year out of her.
I think that sounds fair.
Oh, there you are.
I can handle that.
I thought you were going to sit this one out.
As soon as Sly made the Waterboy reference, I was just waiting for a dig on how I probably haven't seen it yet.
She knew it was coming.
I sure did.
Oh, man. Well, get on it, Mary Lou's. Then we don't have to worry about it.
You know, as soon as the state championships are over, guys, that's going to be my #1 goal.
You said that last year.
You said that last year.
I don't believe you.
You know, there are some movies from the list that I did watch.
Okay.
Yep.
And she loved Friday Night Lights. She saw that and she absolutely loved it.
I also loved the TV show. That one you guys didn't even have to tell me to watch.
Oh, yeah. Once you watch the movie, you got to buy into the TV show.
Froker with the kick down to the 3-yard line. Bountiful will return it. It's McSwain again. He's got a lane. Another great return by Brock McSwain out to the 38-yard line.
They got to make sure that's not a problem here in this game. Again, like you said, right, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half are very, very important. And if Roy doesn't close out this half well, they don't start with the football in the second half.
Yes.
Bountiful starts with the football in the second half. So if Bountiful can control the clock this last 2 minutes and 30 seconds and get a score, they will essentially get the ball back to start the third quarter, and that'll put Roy really behind.
Bountiful scored on every drive this half. Geilman rolling right. Taking a shot downfield. Incomplete. No flags.
Great coverage by Elenecki right there. It was tight. They do have the Winston Robinson does have the height advantage on Elenecki right there, but he did not make it comfortable right there, and the receiver was overthrown. Great coverage, not putting his hands and getting physical while the ball is in the air. Great defense right there by Elenecki.
2nd and 10 from the 42. Clock stopped with 2:29 left in the half. Geilman takes a snap, run up the middle. Fekitoa breaks the tackle. Doesn't break that one. He's taken down at the 49, but a nice run by Fekitoa to create a 3rd and short situation. Now the clock runs. Coming up on 2 minutes to play in the half.
If you're Bountiful or Roy here, you might want to use one of your timeouts too and see if you can get the ball back. But, I mean, it's too far in the play clock now. But
I bet if they get a stop here, they'll call timeout. But they got to get that stop, and that's been an issue so far today. Fekitoa in motion, now to the right. Geilman looks left. Now he's going to run. Bounces out of the pocket, throws. Catch is made at the 40. Fekitoa out of the backfield. You got to keep an eye on him.
Robert Young had him in coverage, and an initial flat drop right there. He had him covered, but dropped him as the quarterback was scrambling. Great job by Geilman of keeping his eyes downfield, finding Fekitoa and making that happen.
The threat of Geilman as a runner has such an impact. Right up the middle, another nice run. This one on 1st down.
By Zeke Murdoch, the backup running back. He's came in and made a couple huge plays for this Bountiful offense.
Bountiful's going to take a timeout with 1:22 left in the half. Bountiful getting greedy here. They want to get more points.
I mean, why not? As I said, if you could get points here, you're going to get the ball back at the beginning of the half. And as you said, it doesn't look like Roy's defense has been able to fully stop him. There's been one punt here from Bountiful, but other than that, this Bountiful offense has been really dominant in this first half. And if you can start in the second half with the football, or in the first half, with the score and start the second half with the football, you give yourself a huge advantage in this football game.
So an important possession here for Bountiful, and of utmost importance for Roy to get a stop here, which they have not been able to do yet. Landon Zayas getting warmed up for a potential field goal attempt. Bountiful comes back on the field. And it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 34. Two receivers to the boundary, 2 to the field. Gama takes a snap. Roy brings pressure. It's a screen.
Ooh.
And Roy blows it up. Incomplete.
That could have been bad. It looked like the defender got hands on it too. It could have possibly been an interception. But great defense by Roy. He went for the tackle. Great
Trying
defense
to go to Tidwell
by Roy
on the receiver
right
screen.
Riley Boudreau sticking to that receiver, not allowing Britton Tidwell to breathe on that screen job.
Riley Boudreau did a great job breaking that up. This will be 3rd and 5 from the 34. Roy showing pressure. They bring it. Geilman in trouble. Gets rid of it. Throws it short. Incomplete. Intended for Fekatoa. So Bountiful will likely go for it here on 4th and 5 from the 34. Unless they want to bring Zayas out. He is an excellent field goal kicker. That's exactly what they will do.
He is a good kicker. And if he misses, it's like you punted it anyway.
Exactly.
Right. So
if they miss in high school football, it comes out to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's actually a really good rule, and I think a lot of teams should take advantage of that and at least try to kick field goals.
Okay, Landon Zayas, the senior kicker, from 50 yards to give Bountiful the lead with 1:13 to play in the half. Zayas.
Blocked!
It's blocked! That's a live ball! Zayas does the smart thing and gets down on it. That is a live ball down at the 40 in Roy territory. And we got a flag.
Who blocked it? Your guy right there, Cade Draper.
Number 65, there he is right there. Cade Draper blocks the 50-yard field goal attempt. The offensive lineman, Zayas, paid a price.
Watch how they bust through
when he
this
fell on
here.
fell on the ball.
Cade Draper chasing
get
down
him for a
the
late
kicker.
Hit on the kicker there.
Are they going to call that? No, that's sideline, I believe. That shouldn't be late hit on the kicker.
Sideline warning against Roy, their second. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It's okay. Just
Roy
5
ball.
yards.
First down for Roy.
Now, Cade Draper just made one of the biggest plays of this game because if it's a missed field goal, it comes out to the 20-yard line. Roy probably doesn't have much they can do with that. But now, Roy gets the ball after the block. They will start this drive at the Bountiful 43-yard line. They have a kicker in Colby Froker who made a 50-yard, 58-yard, and 53-yard field goal in the semifinals. And head coach Jason Freckleton is livid.
It was such a clean block that it reflected all the way into the backfield the way it did. It wasn't like a tip.
Yeah.
That was a clean block right there.
Roy's going to get aggressive here. 5 receivers, empty backfield. Gardner takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket. Throws short, Robert Young. Room to run. Inside the 30. Down to the 20-yard line. Still spinning. Taken down backwards to the 22.
All right, 54 seconds right now. They're going to stop the clock temporarily to move the chains.
Roy has 2 timeouts as well.
Let's see the operation by Roy to take advantage of this here. They still have 2 timeouts, so they can use that. They just got to go. 54 seconds is when the last play start. Let's see if they go.
Again, empty backfield, 5 receivers. Gardner
One-on-one,
in the pocket, time, looking. Now he's going to run. Gets down inside the 20, down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah.
So a run of about 8 for Gardner, and it's clock is at 31. I think Roy's taking a timeout to stop the clock.
I mean,
what a turn of events here.
It's crazy, right? And so now we see, all right, Roy ran the ball off the right side, got a 14-yard touchdown. They're now here at the 13-yard line. With 31 seconds to go, they can make that happen. I always wonder, and I know it's hard to determine, of operation. That play stopped, and they had to move the chains at 54 seconds. And by the time the play ended, 23 seconds had gone off the clock. And so I'm just like, how can you get better at taking advantage of that, right? You see Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady be able to move the ball down the field so effectively in such minimal time being taken off the clock. How does teams like Roy or Bountiful or, you know, some of these college teams not take so much time off the clock in these situations? Either way, they're down at the 13-yard line. Essentially, they could take a shot here at the end zone and then run the ball, pick up the first down, call timeout again, and then you got 4 downs essentially from that point to go.
A lot of options here. 31 seconds, a timeout in your pocket. Second and 2 from the 13.
You essentially only got 4 people in the box. You got a QB run game, this QB draw.
Sella comes back into the backfield.
Just run the football.
You know where it's going now. Sella up the middle, breaking tackles down to the 1-yard line.
Call timeout. Call
Clock
timeout.
will stop temporarily. Do they let it ride and just go?
Okay, never mind. Yeah, go. Make
25 seconds, they're going to clock it. And they do. It's 23 seconds left. They didn't have to give up a timeout. Boy, things are getting chippy out there.
Yeah, it is.
For Bountiful needs to leave for 1 play.
Oh, that's not good. That's a
no. You don't want to lose.
It's down at the 1-yard line. You need those guys down there. That's Caleb Norris, 280 pounds.
Yeah,
You need your big body down there.
They need Norris. He's got to sit this one out. 21 seconds left in the half.
This is huge for Roy. As you said, that blocked field goal is massive.
From the 1-yard line, Gardner takes the snap. Sella stopped. They're going to have to call timeout. And now you figure that takes the runaway on these last couple of downs.
Yeah.
Timeout of the half.
They'll be facing, it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2.
I really think they should have quarterback sneaked it instead of spiking the ball.
You know what? I mean, yeah.
Either that or throw the fade route, because that's incomplete pass.
In that situation, costing yourself a down,
You
was
cost
it more
yourself a
important to
down.
save the time or the down?
Now it's 3rd down.
That's tough. That's really tough, because you wanted to keep that timeout in your pocket, but now you have to use it.
And here's the thing, too. I wouldn't be so hyped to just kick a field goal. They have had terrible blocking on the extra points.
Right.
And so Bountiful can just like Roy blocked it, Bountiful can block it as well. So I would bank on, let me get into the end zone. Yeah, as I said, I would have quarterback sneaked it instead of taking a knee.
Instead, they called timeout here to discuss a play on 3rd and goal from 2. They've done well in goal line already today. This is a big down. Bountiful trying to get a stop. Roy needs this. This would give him the lead before the half.
Robert Young to the flat.
Gardner takes a snap. He's going to throw it. Wide open on the outside. Robert Young for the touchdown. Nobody had Robert Young. And he puts Roy up top and out in front. 20-14 with the extra point coming.
That's what I would have done. Great play call right there. I thought they were going to do just a flat route, but he ends up doing a nice little whip route, comes inside, then goes back outside. The outside receiver drives his guy all the way to the back of the end zone. Nobody is on the outside, and Robert Young's speed is something that I don't think anybody can really hold. and they take a 7-point lead in this football game going into halftime. Great job. Great play call, great execution there. Great throw by Gardner. Nice touch, right?
That's as easy as it gets.
Yeah.
You got Bountiful thinking run the whole way, and Young just slipped out wide open in the flat in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, well, Bountiful has to, and this is why it's very good to have a good running game and a passing game, because Bountiful has to respect your running game down there, right? You know Logan Sella is a dynamic back. He's already got a touchdown in this football game. So that means that you have to put more people in the box, and you have to rely on the outside being zero coverage or no help coverage. And that allows dynamic guys like Robert Young to have the advantage. It's just a understanding of your personnel, right? Understanding of what threat you cause the defense. And it's great. So they got a balanced offense that they put out there and makes the opposing team have to respect every facet of your team. It's great.
So Roy takes the lead, set up by a blocked field goal attempt by Cade Draper. 21-14. 10 seconds left in the half. Bountiful will receive the second half kickoff. So my guess is they'll just take a knee and head to the locker room. We will see.
Now you give the ball to Siaki Fekatoa.
Now in the first meeting, and we're going to show this play a little bit later in the game, but Bountiful scored at the end of the first half in their first meeting this year on a hook and ladder. A hook and lateral play that was just awesome. Let's see if they try that again here. They don't look like they're taking a knee. Geilman taking a deep look. Catch is made, is out of bounds. They got time left, 4 seconds. Let's see if they run that same hook and lateral play. Roy should be ready for it.
Right to the left side of the field. I think for me it's low risk, right? Get a turnover. So what? This is state finals. You better go for it all, right? But I mean, you're not going to give the opportunity for Roy's offense to do anything after that, and that's why I say it's low risk. So doing a trick play right here, I don't see why not.
4 seconds. This should be the last play of the half. Geilman in the pocket. He's under pressure. They got to him.
Hunter
Webb with a sack, and that's how this half ends. The Royals are 24 minutes away from their first state title since 1981. 21-14, they lead Bountiful at the half of this 5A state semifinal game.
Amazing first half, as we expected. Ups and downs and opportunities, right? Roy being able to capitalize on a turnover was huge. Or on a block kick. That wasn't, I guess it'd be a turnover. Would that be considered a turnover, a block kick?
No.
No?
Not
in the stat sheet? Yeah, well, I just, Bountiful playing tough, and Roy, wavering the storm. Slow start for Roy, it felt like, right? But they came back strong, and they did a tremendous job at closing out the half.
That was a terrific half of football. Great high school football. Cannot wait to see the second half slide. We're coming into these 3 games all day today. We got the 6A championship coming up at 2:30. 4A championship at 6 o'clock.
All good matchups.
We thought all 3 of these games were going to be outstanding, and so far we are not disappointed. Roy and Bountiful gave us a great half, a little bit of everything there. Cannot wait for the second half. We're about to, We're going to try to catch Coach Solomona here real quick before he runs off to the field. There we go. Mariluz is caught up with Coach Solomona before he goes into the locker room. Go ahead, Mariluz.
Coach, it's been a lot of back and forth in this game. How do you assess the first half?
I would say we started off, well, actually, we didn't start too slow in that first drive. But right after that, yeah, we were a little flat. We came out a little flat. I think our energy was a little down. We didn't know what to expect. Bountiful did a good job in the first quarter, but we were able to respond in the second quarter, made some big plays, made some big stops, and I couldn't be more proud of them in the second quarter.
Certainly high stakes and emotional game here for your team. What is your message to them in the locker room now?
Oh, just keep believing. You know, we're here for a reason, and we're here to win a championship. So we're going to need a championship effort this second half. Don't be complacent at all, and just get the job done and finish.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Mariluz, thank you.
That was perfect. That's exactly what I would say.
Yep.
Don't get comfortable.
Yeah.
Game's not over. You get the lead. Don't get comfortable. Don't think you have the game run at 0-0. Keep that aggression. But he hit it right on the head. He's like, I felt like our energy was a little down. I noticed that, like, when Siaki Fekatoa had his touchdown, the energy that Bountiful was giving, I thought was more than what Roy was giving. But as we said, Roy's used to this. They are able to handle the wave, and they did a terrific job of closing up that first half.
Can't wait for the second half. Roy leads Bountiful 21-14 in this 5A state championship game. Let's go down to the KSL Sports Rewind, guys, with halftime analysis.
Welcome into our 5A halftime show, presented by Heidemann Associates and Nutricos. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham, Jeff Hansen. Look, there's a lot of dancing going on, not only at the table. Bountiful got off to a good start. How about the comeback by Roy?
Oh my goodness, this is what you want from a region state championship game. You've got this seesaw going back and forth. You're like, I'm gonna win, no, I'm gonna win, no, I'm gonna win. And the heart from both of these teams, it's making my heart pound through my chest.
The national champion Royal Airs are out there. How can y'all be national champions with this beat?
Oh,
feels great.
Well, I feel fly. I feel good.
There was a football game, but I'm just feeling the halftime show.
We'll have the national champion Bountiful dancers and national champion corner dancers.
Okay, don't take this away from them.
All right, hey, let's talk about first half highlights. Let's run it. Look.
talk about Britton Covey loosely, but that's kind of who Robert Young reminds me of, the way that he's small. He doesn't look like he's going to be this guy, but his vision, his balance, his ability to break tackles, find lanes, it feels like Britton Covey-ish.
It definitely is Britton Covey-esque. And when I was at BYU, we were recruiting Britton Covey, and we had the conversation, where do we put this kid? Like, is he this? Is he that? Is he that? And you put him on the football field if you're a college coach. You find a way to get the ball in his hands, and Robert Young's a kid that's going to make you look really smart. Size is a factor. I'll give it like T there.
Yeah.
Except for when it comes to him. He wears that big old goofy cap. He doesn't look good, but he feels good, and he plays good each and every week.
And I think the big thing is, I mean, we had Coach Frescas talk about they line him up inside, they line him up outside, out of the backfield. Right now, like, they are feasting. Even, it doesn't matter where they put him. We have not seen Bountiful have a matchup that can keep with the speed of Robert Young in that first half.
Well, and I'll tell you, what I've noticed here in this first half is I think that 90% of snaps, Bountiful's done a pretty darn good job of finding 5. But when they key on 5, it has been the Logan Sella run game. So then they have to bring more guys into the box because Logan Sella is gashing them, and that's when 5's been able to get loose.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. You look at some of these teams, you have to have a 1-2 punch to win the game. Bountiful has it in Geilman and Fekitoa, but on the Roy side, you almost have a 1-2-3 punch at this point, and they are doing a phenomenal job. Keon Young, say hello to Sella. Keon Sella, say hello to Young. Keon them both. Drew Gardner can gash you as well.
We talked about it in the pregame, how surprised might not be the right word, but I'll use it. How surprised are you in how dominant Roy's offensive line has been? Because the gaps have been huge for the ground game of Roy to be able to just dice that Bountiful defense. Is that shocking? I mean, I know there's talent, but we've seen this Bountiful defense be really staunch too. Like, are you guys surprised?
With Cade Draper on the line, I'm definitely not surprised. I've went to a plethora of camps over the summer, to be honest with you. Cade Draper seemed to be at every one, and I don't think I saw him lose a rep all summer. And then when you've got a guy like that in the middle doing that, pointing out coverages, pointing out who's coming, you can't help but get better.
But he's one guy. Yeah. I mean, I used to have this take, and this is years ago. If I was an NFL GM, which I'm not, no one's offering, and even if one franchise did, I wouldn't take it.
Yet.
But I used to have this theory that why would I spend a top 5 draft pick on one offensive lineman? Because the most important thing is those 5 guys being in sync, and they each have to carry the line, right? You can have one guy up front, but if the other 4 aren't working, it doesn't matter. And so for me, it's like you can have a Cade Draper, and that's great. That's one of 5. The others up front have shouldered the burden just as well as he has.
Yeah, no, they absolutely have. And Cade does a lot in terms of that pre-snap assignment, getting guys in the right spots, recognizing blitzes and things like that. He's certainly the captain of that offensive line. But everybody else has stepped up. And you ask, am I surprised? Not really. I mean, I look at what this Roy offensive line did against Bountiful when they played a few weeks ago. They didn't lose because of the offense. They didn't lose because of their inability to move the ball, right? I mean, Roy still hung 35 points against a very good Bountiful defense. This offensive line is that good. This is what they've done all year. And I love the way that the scheme allows them to be good. They're not necessarily just bull rushing everybody and flat backing. It's not just a pancake fest. This is play calling. This is play design, that they're getting their seals, they're creating those holes, and then those running backs are right there. And when you're coached as well as this Roy offensive line is, and then you have somebody like Cade who's able to get you aligned right on the pre-snap, it makes it a whole lot easier for everybody else along that line to just be big and go and win your rep. And that's what they've done.
Yeah, last week I was flabbergasted. This week, not surprised. And you say draft one lineman doesn't make a difference. To me, it does, because I've seen what a Jackson Powers Johnson does to an offensive line. I've seen what a Cade Draper. Because if you have one dude running as fast as he can, taking on blocks, doing what he needs to, everyone else has to step up. You don't want to be the wink link in that fist. And if you see one finger raising, the rest of the hand goes up to deliver that punch.
And that's fair. You can look at, again, we don't want to sidetrack, but for me, it's like you can look at NFL teams, and yeah, you've got a great left tackle. But if your right side's no good, it doesn't matter, right? And that's kind of my point. It's like you can have a Cade Draper, but everyone else has to step up their game, and they have for Roy. The thing that is surprising to me when I look at this one, that Roy defense has not really allowed Bountiful to get the run game going either. In that first matchup, Jeff, you alluded to it, Bountiful ran for 258 yards against Roy. They gashed them. Fekitoa averaged 7 yards a touch, and Roy only ran for 150. They didn't have one ball carrier over 70 yards. So very different way that this first half played out versus that regular season matchup.
Different ways, different path to get there. But in the end, we came down to that last drive, and it felt really similar to that first game, right? That was tight, and then there was a crazy play right before halftime. In this game, it's tight, 14-14. Crazy play right before halftime with that blocked field goal. Sets up another Robert Young touchdown. Different paths to get to the same spot, but it feels like we're in a very similar situation than we were in back in October when these two teams played.
We had 2 missed field goals. The one was missed wide. The other one was blocked. Moose, I don't bring this up
I do.
But
you do.
but is that one where, does that set any tone or any hesitancy, or are you just like, hey, that's part of the game and we forget about it, we move on and we don't adjust play calling based off of those 2 outcomes?
I don't think you adjust it because the first missed field goal, what was it, a 55?
Yeah.
Stop getting penalties on field goals. What are we doing?
Hey, it worked out for him in the semi, Moose.
I know, but it's like, hey, it worked out once. Let's freaking go. Let's get another one. Let's back him up to 65.
Well, and it's been delays both times. It's a kick. We know we're kicking. Get the play in.
I know. It's like, oh, it's a secret. We're going forward on 4th down. No, you're kicking the ball. Get on the field. Get set, and let's go.
Yeah.
So that one drives me nuts. And then with Bountiful, it's not on the kicker. Let's get, you guys, get in. Lean down, stick your arm out, and we'll be good. It seemed like everyone's like, oh, we're going to let him block it. That seems like a good plan today because I couldn't point out one Roy defender that was in there. I could point out about 11, though.
So when you guys look at this game, how do you try to free up that Bountiful offense? They've had moments. I mean, Geileman's had a couple nice runs. Fekitoa's had a couple nice runs. How do you try to get that in better rhythm in the second half? They'll get the ball to start.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2 guys to really help because I think Fekitoa has been good, and I think Emerson has been good. I'm looking at Junior Tippie and I'm looking at Britton Tidwell. That wide receiver core, they've got to find some space. They've got to win some reps so that Emerson has easier throws, so that everything gets a little bit looser, so that Fekitoa can get back to doing what he does in the ground game. The pass game hasn't been there, and I think it's largely because of that Roy secondary. They have locked up wide receivers. I think the Bountiful offense, whether it's play calling and scheme and try to scheme some guys open, or whether it's just wide receivers winning reps, I think there's got to be more space at the wide receiver spot to get that pass game going just a little bit. Geileman doesn't have to throw for 40 times, but they got to keep this Roy front 7 honest.
And we did not talk about that Roy secondary pregame. They got a baller out there in Eleneke.
Oh, man.
This kid has 7 interceptions coming into this game. Wears 21. He had an opportunity, almost had a touchdown in that first quarter. He's done a great job.
Yes.
Because to your point, there's not been a lot of openings. Moose?
Yeah, the secret to Bountiful, I went to school here. There's a place I like to go called Park Cafe. They serve huge portions. If we were there right now, Siake Fekitoa would be sitting right next to me, and I'd just yell, let the boy eat. Let's eat all day long. Because Siake Fekitoa, you feed him the rock, you feed him breakfast, just keep feeding him, and that's where you're going to get your win, because he might get 6-7 yards, but those 2-3 yards and then 6-7 yards is going to turn into a 50-60 yard run before you know it. So rely on what got you here. That's Siake, and if Emerson can pull it a couple times and not do a stutter step, ooh, some magical things could happen.
Roy's back in the state championship game for the first time since 2014, and look, we're gonna take a little detour here. The Roy faithful showed up.
Holy
They've
cow,
done a great job. The students are here. The parents are here. They are loud. Yeah. We were down here in the last couple of minutes, and that Bountiful drive prior to that field goal, I mean, it was loud. They've done a fantastic job, and Bountiful's got a great showing too. We've got a great early morning environment here in our 5A state championship. It'll be interesting to see if that plays an effect as this game goes on, because it's not a high school stadium, right? This is Rice-Eccles, and it does reverberate a little bit in here. It builds. Again, You all have been here. You know how loud this stadium gets. There's a good contingent here. Moose, how different is that? You've played here before. How different is it playing from your high school Friday night? You walk here and that noise, is that real for a player?
It honestly is. So like in high school, you've got the track around the field and you're like, oh, a barrier. People aren't on top of me. When you play here or at Utah State, the fans are right on top of you, it feels like. And you can either feed on that energy or fold under it. And if you feed off that energy, it becomes a magical thing and you see teams thrive. I expect both of these teams to start feeding off that energy.
We talked a little bit about, what Bountiful has to do. What have you guys seen from Roy? What do you look for them for here in this second half?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep winning up front, keep winning that battle in the trenches. I do wonder if we'll see the Roy secondary maybe take a little more chances when Emerson does throw the ball, because that coverage has been so good. Maybe they try to force a turnover, they try to jump a route. But I think really just more of the same from Roy. They've won. I know it's 21-14, it feels weird, but they've won, especially that second quarter. They won a lot of those one-on-one battles. They were winning, whether it was on offense or defense, Roy was winning. And I think that Roy's just going to keep rolling off of that momentum. They're feeling great. They feel like a second-half team. They've had to come from behind multiple times this year. That win last week against Timpview. I think Roy's feeling pretty good about their game plan and where they're at.
Yeah, I think Roy, just like you got to feed Siake Fekitoa the Beast, you also got to feed Robert Young. Get him more involved and do everything you can. That kid is your workhorse. He has done everything for you this season. I swear he has 120 touchdowns or so. Let's get him a few more if you want to win this title game.
Been a really interesting first half. We talked a lot about Guileman. Drew Gardner really's not had to make a ton of plays. He's had some underneath throws. You saw that highlight of Robert Young. What's a little 8-10 yard throw that Young creates an additional 15-20 yards off of. Do you feel like if you're Roy, do you want to get him going, or are you just comfortable with how this game's playing out right now? Because Bountiful's going to adjust, right?
I mean, you always want your quarterback to have momentum and to be going, but the way that this run game is working for Roy, I don't feel any pressure to make something happen for Drew Gardner. I think you let something happen and you trust that he's been here all year long. You trust that when that situation comes up, he will make a play. You have to rely on that.
Yeah, if you have to force anything, force Sella going into the teeth of that defense, and that's the only thing I'd force. I wouldn't force Gardner making a throw because that just causes danger. If it's open, go for it, happy day. If it's not, Sella, even happier day.
We've got 24 more minutes in the 5A season. Roy leading Bountiful 21-14. We talked about that regular season matchup. In case you don't recall or you missed it, there's a real highlight play at the end of that half. Roy had the 28-21 lead. Bountiful got the hook and ladder with the little forward rugby pass. It was forward. It's okay to admit it. We're not going to take that game away. It was forward. But they score.
Backward in the scorebook, though, so.
Look. We're good. It counted. I'm not trying to take it away. It counted. It gave Bountiful a lot of momentum. Do they need something coming out of this second half to spark them? Because, even seeing them go off, it felt a little subdued. Didn't feel like there was a lot of energy on that Bountiful sideline.
I think they're going to need something just because the way this Roy offense has moved, the way they found momentum in the second quarter. I don't want to get behind 2 possessions against this Roy offense.
Yeah, Roy definitely owned the second quarter. If Bountiful can't find a response at this point, because Roy did adjustments during the half, Bountiful has to go in. And Bountiful has a phenomenal coaching staff. There's guys there that have forgotten more about football than Jeff has ever learned.
True.
And so it's going to be an exciting half coming up.
We got our second half kick right around the corner. Roy looking for their first state championship since 1981. Bountiful looking for their first since 2003. Either way, a long streak coming to a close in 24 minutes as we send it back up to JJ and Sly. Second half kick of the 5A state championship right after this.
Welcome back for the second half. We got 3 minutes on the clock here as we get ready for the second half to begin. Roy with the 21-14 lead over Bountiful. Hopefully get a chance to hear from Coach Freckleton as he comes out of the locker room. Mara Luz is efforting that right now. As soon as she has him, we will go down to the sideline to hear from the coach. And she's standing by with Coach Freckleton. All right, let's head down to Mary Lou's Cook, who's standing by with Bountiful head coach Jason Freckleton.
Coach Freckleton, a lot of back and forth in the first half there, but now trailing. What was your message to the team here?
Stick to what got us here. Trust each other, execute, stay disciplined, and leave it all on the field.
What aspects of the game do you think went well for your team in the first half?
I think our guys did play hard, and they're playing smart football. And they are playing with that discipline, but we just need to see more, and we need to make a couple more plays than they do.
All right, best of luck to you here in the second half.
Thank you, appreciate it.
I met your dad, by the way.
Thanks, Mary Lou's. 21-14, Roy leads Bountiful. You heard Coach Freckleton there about his team. I think both coaches have to be proud of the way their teams played. I thought both teams gave us a great first half. Maybe an error here or there, but both teams played hard. There was a lot of emotion out there. But these games are decided by big plays, and nobody made a bigger play than Cade Draper. we talked all about Robert Young. We talked about Emerson Gama, Siaki Fekatoa, Zay Morris, all these guys, Logan Sella. But it was Cade Draper that blocked the field goal attempt that set up Roy's go-ahead touchdown.
The big guy's like, I'm here too.
Yeah, right.
And this offensive line, as we said, in order for you to run, you have 2,000-yard rushers in Robert Young and Logan Sella. In order for you to have 1,000-yard rushers, you got to have a good old line. Cade Draper is a good old lineman, and he plays on the defensive line as well. Extremely athletic, chased that ball down as well, but you've seen how excited he was and how Roy was able to capitalize off of that blocked field goal. And so, as you said, the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the third quarter are some of the most important times of an entire football game. So I'm very, very excited to see how both of these teams plan to attack the start of the second half.
So Roy responded well. They got the block kick and the touchdown. How will Bountiful respond? We're about to find out here in 21 seconds. Emerson Geilman's back on the field. The Redhawks are ready to go. The Royals are ready to go. We are 24 minutes away from giving away a trophy. One of these teams will walk away with a 5A state championship. The Redhawks fans hope it's them. The Royals fans in their Burger King crowns hope it's their team that gets crowned a champion. What a game here, the rematch between these two teams. The first one was won by Bountiful. The only loss Roy had this season was to Bountiful at home. They had to share the region title. They're not going to share anything today. One of these teams going home with the championship, the other is not. And it's going to be a fight here for the last 24 minutes to see who does. Colby Froker will kick off for Roy. Brock McSwain is back to receive for Bountiful. McSwain's had some good returns already today.
Yes, he has.
So we could see special teams, as we already have, make a big impact in this second half. Colby Froker makes sure that doesn't happen. That's his best kickoff of the day. I saw Froker get really frustrated on that last kickoff he had. We had a nice shot of him putting his hands on his helmet as the ball was sailing down to Brock McSwain. He's like, I didn't kick it in the end zone. That's not me. I got a strong leg. I got to put that thing through the back of the end zone. He made sure he did it there to start the second half. So Bountiful will start this drive from their own 20-yard line. Slide will be interesting to see what adjustments both of these teams make. They know each other really well at this point.
Yes, they do. And it's strategy. You got the first half vibe. You see how that team is trying to attack you. All right, now there's no guessing. I know what's going on. Let me make it happen. Let me line up and put my best foot forward. This is a state championship game. There's no game after this. So every team, every play, all the way down to the final second, you got to lay it on the line. And I do believe this game is going to be determined in those last 2 minutes of the football game.
A gain of 2 on first down, 2nd and 8. Galman's going to pass this time. They bring pressure. He gets hit. Thrown short. He does get rid of it, but he took a shot.
Hunter Webb coming on the
Webb
Mike
sacked
blitz.
in the first half.
Mike blitz through the B gap right here, not picked up. Offensive linemen have their blocking scheme in hand, and Hunter Webb was not a part of it. Great 5-man pressure right there. Hunter Webb getting to the quarterback, affecting it, making it 3rd down and 8.
Boy, if Roy's able to get Bountiful off the field here, that would be huge for the Royals. Bountiful needs to keep this drive alive. A 3-and-out is not what they wanted coming out of half. 11:22 to play in the half, or in the quarter. Geilman on the screen, tipped away. Great defensive play. It's number 87 with the pass breakup. That's Riker Cordero. 3-and-out for the Royals defense against Bountiful's offense.
Great job by Riker right there. Even if the receiver caught that ball, they had that all blocked up. Hunter Webb was blocked right into that screen. He would have made the play, but this is great team defense by Roy. And yeah, the punt returner is actually up pretty close. They must not think the Bountiful can punt this far.
Zayas got shaken up a little bit on that blocked field goal. Slater comes up and makes the fair catch in Bountiful territory. So the Royals will start their first drive of the second half in Bountiful territory. Great field position.
Great field position.
At the 48-yard line.
Great job there by Roy. I tell you, it is powerful to have a quick 3-and-out. And get your offense back on the field. Keep your defense off the field. Keep your opponent's defense on the field. Oh, this is a crazy formation here. Let's see what they do.
What is this? Young carries up the middle, jumping over defenders. Almost breaks loose. Ball's on the turf. Ball's on the grass. Who's got it?
It's a fight, man. I tell you what.
Bountiful has it. We've got a flag late. I don't know if that's going to impact anything, but the Redhawks come up with a turnover. Coming out of the pile is number 44. That's Hoko Tuakoi.
Great job.
Was it 24 that forced the fumble? Give him love anyway. Josh Lillenquist.
Great job. You get a guy who's always cutting back across the field. Stab at that football. Amazing job by Bountiful taking it. This could be
by Bountiful, number 42. 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, that's not going to help him.
Coach Freckleton's not going to like the penalty. It's going to cost him 15 yards, but Bountiful's got the ball right back.
This is the momentum shift that could help you right here. Offense, you need to do something, whether that's take a huge chunk of time or yardage out of this drive. Hopefully you get a score. That's every result on every drive. That's what you want on every drive. But what you do want to do is be able to play the field position game at the end of this. Pin Roy inside their football, deep inside their side of the football field, or score.
Gollum's going to hand it off. Fekatoa trying to get to the outside. He's not going anywhere. That Roy defense is not going to let him beat him today. Bountiful's trying to get that run game going, and Roy's done a terrific job.
Yeah. After those first 2 drives, I think Roy has definitely done a great job. Again, at the point of attack right there, great job by Ryan Frost at holding up the blocker, making sure Siaki Fekatoa couldn't get around that and stalemating the block and allowing the cavalry to come.
2nd and 10 from the 28. Geilman's in trouble. It looks like a screen set up late. Fekatoa just short of the marker. They're going to give it to him. He's past the marker. 1st down, Bountiful. That was a well-executed screen that developed late.
Yes, it was.
Bountiful trying to take advantage of the Roy fumble. The first turnover of the game. 1st and 10 now from their own 39. Geilman looking downfield. He's in trouble. He's going to escape the pocket. He's going to have to run out of bounds short of the line of scrimmage. So another good job by Roy. That'll count as a sack.
It's great. It's a coverage sack, right? Everybody's covered up. It's not an easy throw for Geilman. And then you chase him down. They're not allowing Geilman's legs to affect this football game the way it did in the Brighton game last week. Great job by this Roy defense, making it 2nd down and long.
Second and 14. Roy with a 3-man front. They're going to bring some pressure from the linebackers. Geilman outside, wide open, caught at the 50-yard line.
Brenton Tidwell, great catch, but great throw, right? It helps being 6'4", but this is a great throw. Look how he sets in the pocket, delivers this football. That is a deep out route to the other side of the field. That is not easy, but this is a terrific throw on the money, catching your receiver in stride, allowing him to turn up the field and get that first down. Great job by Emerson Geilman, and great catch by Tidwell.
1st and 10 from the Roy 49. Bountiful is in Roy territory. Geilman's going to hand it off. Fekitoa wrapped up again. Roy does a great job keeping him in check.
Shooting the gaps. These guys are shooting the gaps and knocking out that run early. Getting them back to, actually he lost a half a yard there. Making it 2nd down and 10 and a half. But a great job by this Roy defense at stopping the point of attack, not allowing the Bountiful offensive line to get any push, stalemating that at the front, and then the cavalry comes and cleans it up. 4 strong here.
2nd and 10 from the 49. Geilman's going to throw, quick slant, ball's in the air, incomplete.
Elenecki.
Kili Elenecki on coverage.
He's a great cornerback. Watch how he plays the backside slant. Whenever you get a lot of action towards the front side of the ball, you better be looking for one-on-one on the backside, and they do that right there. Great job, RPO, backside slant. Elenecki was all over it. There it goes. Got to get that half yard. I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
3rd and 10. Roy showing pressure. Here it comes. Geilman in the pocket. Over the middle, incomplete. No flags. It'll be 4th down.
All right. It's physical play. Physical play. I like it. I like it. The pressure was coming. And when you bring pressure, you're going to get a one-on-one battle. Somebody needs to win their one-on-one battle. Whether you're on offense or defense, you got a guy one-on-one, you have to win. And that's how pressures work. And that's why most pressures succeed. They end up beating their one-on-one battle and making the other team stress. A great job by Roy right there.
The Royals get Bountiful's offense off the field. They'll take the punt. Slater's going to let it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Great job by Slater. Great job by Slater. Because normally a punt returner would get out of the mix, poison. But the Bountiful defender, if he was able to see that it was going to be poison, he could down it. But because he kept it honest, making him think that he was going to catch it, allowed that punt to go all the way into the end zone.
All right, let's have a little fun during the timeout. That first meeting between Roy and Bountiful was a lot of fun this year. 2 rivals coming together, and one of the best plays of the year in Utah high school football took place in that game. Let's take a look at this. You might be seeing this later in the game. A little hook and lateral action, multiple actions. Siaki Fekitoa, the rugby-style pitch outside. That's Zeke Murdoch scoring the touchdown. That was just before halftime, as the halftime clock, or the second quarter clock expired. They pulled off that miracle. 10.5. That turned out to be a huge touchdown because they won the game by 7. So it shows you just how exciting both of these teams are. The great play calling, the great coaching, but the great execution by these players. These are 2 teams that are here for a reason today. Like, they know how to play the game of football, and they've got a lot of repetitions. They've worked really hard. They got a lot in the playbook. Yeah. Yeah, it was. That wasn't legal. But
I had to watch it 4 times to make sure. Either way, it looked cool.
They let it go.
Here's the problem. This is why I can't be a ref. That's why I can't be a ref, because I'll be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. I would not even throw a pin. So hats off to the refs for their job. That was definitely illegal. That was like 3 or 4 yards ahead, but the way they were moving, it's very hard to tell. But great execution there by Bountiful.
That's what we call chaos.
Yes, it's chaos. And I would have been, I had to watch it. I was like, did he pass that forward? That was not a backwards pass. But either way, ref didn't call it. Keep going.
All right, back to the action here in the 5A state championship game. 21-14, Roy leads 1st and 10 from their own 20. Gardner in the backfield with Sella. And they're going to go to Sella on the run. That hole's been there all day. He gets 8 or 9 yards on 1st down.
Hit it straight. Hit it hard, hit it straight. That's exactly what Siaki Fekitoa was doing in those first couple drives, and that's exactly what Logan Sella has been doing ever since. It's a great job by this offensive line. Look at the physicality on the offensive line right there. Pancake. This is good stuff, man. These guys are going to go to Black Bear Diner after this and load up.
All the syrup and pancakes you can eat. Just take the bacon and eggs, too.
Oh, yeah.
Gardner's going to throw on play action. Looking, nothing there, throws it out of bounds. And we got a late flag. Ooh, that's interesting.
It may be defensive holding is what I would call it. It's so late, though.
And it came from the back judge.
Oh, they're calling pass interference on the defense.
Oof.
It was an uncatchable ball. I would kind of erase that. But that's why I would say it'd be defensive holding.
The hold makes sense.
But, yeah, it's uncatchable,
right.
So I don't know why it would be pass interference.
Let's see what the official call is. Holding would make sense. Pass interference, not sure.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it was physical on the back end there. He might pick this up.
Offensive pass interference, number 10 on the offense.
Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Excuse me.
2nd down.
On the offense, I was thinking it was on the defense. You don't call.
I would love a high angle if we have it to be able to see what happened there. I'd love you to diagnose that because I didn't see it. But
as you said, it was really late.
Call.
It was late, that call, and for offensive pass interference, Ryan Frost is more of your blocking tight end.
Here, keep your eye on 10. Oh, he's blocking downfield. Is that? That's interesting. All right, here we go. 2nd and 15. And now they're going to have to whistle it dead. They were going to Killian Leckie.
Yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So here's the thing with that penalty is he didn't touch the guy for a while. Once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, he can block. Plus, it was an uncatchable ball. Yeah, I don't think you call that. That's.
They called it. Now it's 2nd and 20 after another penalty.
Yeah.
Roy from the 10 now. 2nd and 20 from the 10. Sella back in the backfield with Gardner. They're going to go to Sella, try to get some of these yards back, and he gets maybe 5. So Roy's in a tough spot. So the offenses were executing well and rolling in that first half, Sly. Second half, it's been all defense. Roy has 2 stops on defense already in the half. Bountiful has forced a fumble. And now has Roy backed up 3rd and 16 from their own 14-yard line. And they're showing pressure. Robert Young in motion. Gardner's in trouble. He just throws it away. It is caught, but that's going backwards 5 yards. They're going to have to punt.
Yeah, you'd want an incomplete pass on that.
Just going to make it more difficult for their punter here to get this out safely.
Well, good thing you got a good punter.
Yes.
But here's the thing, too. In the last couple of weeks, the long snap to the punter has not been good for Roy. It's a good thing that Froker's an athlete and can catch the extremely high and slow snaps here, but if Bountiful brings pressure.
It's high this time. Froker gets it off. It's a nice high punt. Fair catch made at midfield by Brock McSwain.
If I can be honest, that's actually been the better snap that I've seen in the last 2 weeks. It was high and a little slow, but it's been the better of the two that I've seen.
They got the job done. They get the punt out of the end zone safely. And now Bountiful will take over at midfield. Great field position as they have had all day, with the exception of the opening possession of the second half, where they had to start at their own 20 and had a 3-and-out. After the fumble, they had great field position. They've got great field position here. Down a touchdown. Here come the Redhawks with 6:32 to play in the third quarter of this 5A state championship game. Gauman's going to hand it off again, trying to get Siaki Fekitoa going. That's one of his better runs.
Oh.
It's a first down all the way down to the 39-yard line.
Beautiful run.
And Fekitoa is still on the turf. He's late getting up. He is finally up. Trainers are going to come out, but he's going to wave them off. Nice, strong run. Fekitoa has had to earn every yard today.
For sure. For sure. Nothing's given in this football game. As I said, these guys are rivals. Same division. Lots and lots of history between these two schools, which makes this championship game that much more exciting.
Fekitoa will take a break. Bring Zeke Murdoch in at running back. And they go to Murdoch. Right up the middle. He's into the secondary. Down to the 22-yard line. Zeke Murdoch.
And Zeke Murdoch's had a great game. He's come in for spells, and any opportunity that he's gotten, he's made the most of it. He's done a terrific job running the football, as you can see here. Catching it out of the backfield, getting a first down on a third and long. He's made some terrific plays here in this football game, and this is how you make the most of your moment.
First and 10 from the 23. Bountiful's got something going here. Roy bringing pressure. Gauman's going to throw. Takes a shot to the end zone. Too far, incomplete. Looking for Brock McSwain.
Rhett Slater does a good job in coverage right there. Brock McSwain, of course, one of the better athletes on this football team. And you know what? He hasn't got that many targets, that we've seen thus far. That right there, I really like that play. That was a good attempt. You get solo coverage with your best athlete out there, you better take that opportunity. Brock McSwain could not get past Slater. Now it's second down and 10.
Gauman hands it off. No, he's going to keep. Rolling right. Now he's going to run. Inside the 20. Down to the 12. It's a first down. Emerson Gauman again using his legs, making plays. A 6'4", 200-pound dual-threat quarterback.
As we said last week, Emerson Gauman is a game changer when he has open field on the outside. He created a first down right there. He's definitely making things a little bit more difficult for the defense, that they have to worry about that, because he can throw outside the pocket. He scrambles, he keeps his eyes downfield, and things are still open.
Redhawks into the red zone. First and 10 from the 11. Gauman takes the snap. End around. Jet sweep. Into the end zone. Touchdown Bountiful. Siaki Fekitoa. And the Redhawks are an extra point away from tying this up. What a drive by Bountiful.
Great job by
Their run game
Bountiful.
came alive, Sly.
But this is exactly what Coach Freckleton said, right? You get the turnover, you get the quick 3-and-out down here, you got the loss of yardage, you take advantage of the field position game, and you're winning. He's like, I just want my team to stay in it and keep fighting. And that's exactly what these guys are doing. So great job by Bountiful at wavering the storm and tying this football game up.
Zayas with the extra point. It's up. And it is good. We have a tie ball game with 5:19 left to go in the third quarter of this 5A state championship game. Well executed jet sweep.
Great job. Get the ball into your playmaker's hands any way you can. He wasn't your back in the backfield. He was a slot receiver that came in motion, but he knows how to run the football. So you get him the football, you get him the edge right there, great blocking, and they make that happen.
We'll take a short break. We'll be right back after this.
Moving mountains takes more than muscle. It takes commitment through the comfortable, the uncomfortable, the starts, the stops, the sunny days, the stormy days. Here at Salt Lake Running Company, rain or shine, we've got you. We are here to help you keep moving forward. Locally owned, locally operated since 1995, SLRC offers free custom shoe fittings, rewards, training groups, races, free events, seminars, and clinics. Visit us in store or online today at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we've learned that people prefer more. And not just more, but a lot more. That's why UCCU created Elevated Checking. Elevated provides everything you'd expect from the best checking account anywhere and more. A lot more. Like loan discounts, overdraft forgiveness, and free ATMs nationwide. Just visit uccu.com
and elevate your checking.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Back to the action here at Rice-Eccles Stadium. 5:19 left to play, third quarter. We're tied at 21. What a ball game in this rematch between two Region 5 rivals, Roy and Bountiful. First and 10, Roy from the 20-yard line. How will the Royals respond here after giving up the touchdown? Gardner's going to pass. Plenty of time. Takes a deep shot. Over the top. There's contact. Incomplete. But there is a flag.
So this here is both, right? Zay Morris was kind of pushing off, and I think the defender was kind of holding on too. But they're going to call this on the defense.
15-yard penalty.
Trying to create separation. There's a lot
Zay
of
Morris
there.
is just battered right now.
Yeah, he is.
He had to come off the field.
Yeah, we know that ankle is definitely hurting him, but he's toughening it out for sure. But he's taping it up. But as we said, even if he's a decoy, he's a threat, right? His speed, being out there, he's a talented receiver. Definitely puts pressure on your opposing team. Snap the football there.
Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Okay, so back him up 5. As we know, this Roy offense is very dynamic. Backing them up 5 really doesn't do much. As long as they have the amount of downs to do it, they can make this up. But yes, a game of momentum swings here, right? Roy taking a punch at the end of the first half. Bountiful coming back at the start of this one.
Logan Sell on 1st and 15. He's going down. No gain.
You got to be aggressive here. You do have 15 yards to gain. They have had success running the football, but Bountiful's ready for it. Pistol formation, 2-by-2.
Second and 15 from the 30, and now we've got a flag on the play. False start. Boy, Roy's shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Start offense number 50, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Logan Sella doing the veteran thing here, calming everybody down. Everybody calm down. We got this. Let's make this happen. Stay focused.
2 straight drives they're dealing with 2nd and 20.
Yes.
Pitch to the outside. Sella cuts it up. Nice run. It's going to give him a chance on 3rd down. He picks up 10. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 35.
That is tough blocking right there by everybody, even the small guy. But Robert Young, he took on his initial block and then got another D lineman that was in pursuit, allowing Sella to get around the edge and get up there and get 10 yards. Everybody's got to help out here.
Empty backfield, 3rd and 10. Gardner in the pocket, has time now. He's flushed out. Throws it down, open, caught! Into Bountiful territory, Robert Young.
Great job by Robert Young here. I was initially, because I was watching him the whole time, I was initially wondering, I'm like, is he going on the under route? And as soon as the linebacker came down, he snuck out right behind the linebacker and hit that 2nd level. And they were going to Robert Young the whole time. So that design rollout right there. Great execution right there. Great running by Robert Young to set up his open route right there. Because if he just went straight into it, the defender would have been able to run with him. But he started low and then cut it back, picking up big yardage.
It's a gain of 20 for Young. 1st down. They're going to go back to Sell up the middle. Lots of room to run. He's into the secondary, down to the 32-yard line. A gain of 12. Roy overcomes the penalties, and now they're knocking on the door again. What a response by Roy. But they got to finish the drive. Gardner's going to hand it off to Sella again, up the middle. Nothing there. Maybe a yard. They're going to give him 1.5 yards. Clock runs. 2:40 left to play in the 3rd quarter of this 5A state championship game.
She said this game would come down to the wire.
We knew it coming in. There was no way it was going to be any different.
I'm telling you, it's going to be that 4th quarter, and we're going to be like, which defense is going to make the stop?
2nd and 9 from the 31. Gardner, play action. Takes a shot over the top. Incomplete. The Roy bench wants a penalty. They're not going to get it.
I mean,
tight coverage.
There was contact, but they were running stride for stride with one another. Not sure how catchable that ball was, but
number 2 versus number 2. Zay Morris versus Brock McSwain. That's a great matchup.
Zay's definitely hampered, and so that's the thing. But he's still a dynamic force, as we've seen that big long touchdown against Timpview last week. Zay can pull off some huge plays.
3rd and 9, Gardner in the pocket, has time, just doesn't have anybody open. Now he's got to run, scrambles, throws.
Late.
Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Well, there's no review here. Slater says he got a toe in.
Rhett Slater doesn't get a break from the officials there. And Roy's going to have to make a decision here on what they want to do.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. But you got a good kicker.
So Froker will come out on the field to attempt a 48-yard field goal. Very doable for him. Again, hit from 58 and 53 against Timpview in the semifinals. This is a much better attempt. It's up. No good. It's wide right.
Oh, no.
Another stop for the Bountiful defense. Froker off the mark today. And we remain tied at 21.
Got a good leg. Got to work on that accuracy a little bit. But they're very low wind. It's not heavy. Plus, it's going to the left here. But that's another missed opportunity. Had a missed field goal in the first half, a missed field goal here in the third quarter. See how
so Bountiful will start this drive from their own 20-yard line. 1:52 to play in the third quarter. All tied up at 21. Geilman is going to hand it off. Fekitoa outside. Gets about 8 or 9 yards.
Gives him 8 yards. Good job. He's just got dynamic speed. Anytime you can get him free in open space like that, it is a danger to the defense. Siaki Fekitoa is, I can't believe he's only a junior. The way he runs, he is like he's been doing this for a lifetime.
2-year starter. They're going to go back to him. First down. Now he wants more. Fekitoa into the open field. They catch him up. They catch up to him at the 28-yard line. That's where he'll go out of bounds, but a huge gain for Bountiful. And the Redhawks are rolling here in the second half.
Yes, they are. Great job by Siaki Fekitoa. Look at him hit this hole. Great blocking. Look at the blocking. Number 63, Paxton Gibson, does a great job of getting low and driving the sled right there. Logan Sellett, Robert Young had to chase him down with the angle.
First and 10 from the 28. Geilman will pass, takes a shot to the end zone. Too deep, incomplete.
Great defense. Great defense. Eleneki, as we said, a very, very good corner. Does a great job right there on McSwain, not allowing him off there. Got two good corners, Red Slater and Eleneki, and these guys both do a great job on the outside.
And of course they bring Zay Morrison as well. Excellent secondary for Roy. They've had multiple pick sixes this year. Geilman's going to hand it off. Up the middle, not much there. They get up to the 25. So it'll be second down and about 7. Got to get to the 18 for a first down. Another gut check time here for the Roy defense. They need to stop. Just like Bountiful got one on the last drive, Roy needs one here. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Geilman's going to throw. Plenty of time in the pocket. Hits the receiver. He's got a first down to the 15. Catch is made by number 3, Trey Beck. First time we've called his name today.
Very effective rub route right over the middle here, knocking off that middle defender, creating space between the receiver and the DB. Great job at the crossing route underneath. Great job by Geilman at hitting the open guy, making that happen.
20 seconds left in the quarter. Bountiful must snap it. Play clock's down to 10. First and 10 from the 15. Geilman with trips to the left will carry it. He'll keep it, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to lose 2 yards.
Yeah, see, now the quarter's going to be over, and now the sun's out now, folks. And so now they'll be going towards the north. The receivers are going to be looking back at the sun over here in this corner. I would have took the passing shot here and saved the running down there.
That's the end of the third quarter. We're all tied up at 21. Let's go down to Mary Louise Cook on the sideline.
There are a lot of proud parents today, but I think the proudest one that I've had the opportunity to meet today is Doug Freckleton, the father of head coach Jason Freckleton. Now, he also played at Bountiful and played on the football team, and his team had made it to the semifinals and to the finals, and he clearly remembers the days when they lost to East High and to West High. So he told me his message to his son was, hey, you know, making it here 2 times in a row, 2 years in a row is a really big deal. You're always going to remember the day regardless of what happens, but told his son to be present. And he also told me that he does take some credit for Coach Freckleton being a coach and a teacher, because he said to all of his kids, if there's any career choice that I could have taken aside from the one that I did as a driver, I would have been a coach and a teacher. And so Doug, very proud man. The OG Freck is what I was told, is what he goes by, the OG Freck. And he definitely takes a lot of pride in his son, and definitely, and I think maybe having a little bit of influence in what Coach Freckleton is doing today. Back to you guys.
Mary Louise, thank you.
The OG.
Did a great job raising a son who's now a leader of men as the head coach of Bountiful. And Coach Freckleton's done a terrific job getting this program back to state championship games, back-to-back appearances. They're trying to break through and win their first state title since 2003, when they won back-to-back titles under the legendary Bountiful head coach Larry Wall.
Yeah, I'm not a dad, but if I was a dad, I'm taking credit whenever I can.
Of course,
right?
you are.
On all the good stuff, though, right? Like,
yeah.
all the bad stuff is the mom. But for me, I definitely take credit right there. I mean, you definitely got to take credit for coaching, because essentially coaching is parenting, right? So if your son is a good coach, it's because he learned from his parents. So Coach Freckleton definitely owes a lot to the OG. Great interview by Mary Louise right there. OG Freck. that's pretty cool. That's a nickname for you.
All right, Sly. It's fourth quarter. It's white knuckle time.
It is 0-0.
The crowd's been crazy. Now they're getting a little tense. 12 minutes left to decide a state champion.
Couldn't ask for anything better. Regional foes, even in the 6A, they were former region foes, so they still know each other very well. These guys know each other very well, and it's going to come down to the wire. As you said, which defense is going to make a stop at the end of this game or in this fourth quarter? It's gut check time. You said white knuckle time? It's gut check time. It's Mighty Duck time. Gut check time. Let's go.
2nd and 12 for Bountiful from the 17. Roy showing pressure. Geilman in the pocket. Throws to the end zone. Open, caught. Touchdown. Connor Clark. The senior wide receiver has put Bountiful on top.
Great play. This is the gamble, right? What did we talk about? If you bring pressure, you need to win your one-on-ones. Roy did not win the one-on-one. Bountiful did on that play. Gave Geilman enough time to find the post route, the seam route. Touchdown, Bountiful. That's a great play design against pressure. But the reason it happened is because he had time in the pocket. Great blocking by that offensive line.
Extra point by Isaiah is good. The Redhawks take a 28-21 lead on the first play of the fourth quarter.
Good job. He has time, looks left, comes back to the right, seam route comes wide open. To Connor Clark. Great catch, nice touch pass. Yeah, just elusive route running right there. Kobe Froker, athletic guy, but zero coverage is so hard. Zero coverage is very, very difficult. How you have to play zero coverage, you have to cut off one angle of the field to go. If the guy goes the other way, you got to ride him that way. Not allow him to come back into you, but it's so hard because if he changes direction and comes back, you got to fight against that, and that could be a penalty. But there's many different ways to cut off angles, but you gotta get half a man is what it's called. Create half a man and allow them to have a one-way go instead of a multiple-way go.
Zayas with oh my gosh! The onside kick is being returned! All the way to the end zone for a touchdown! Riker Cordero!
Wow. And I just looked at Bountiful's side. I look at Bountiful's side right after that. Everybody's looking at each other like, I don't know. I don't know. Wow.
We were all caught by surprise. All I knew what to say was, oh my gosh.
He's
going the other way.
Look, I do not hate the attempt, right?
Wow.
The thought process and the attempt, the kick wasn't great, right? Very easy to see. It was actually short of the 10-down marker either way. But great heads-up play right there.
Froker's extra point is good. We are tied once again on a sensational play by Cordero.
Look at this. Heads-up play here. Stays in. Eyes on the kicker. Catches and goes. No hesitation right there. Riker Cordero up to this point with the play of the game.
How about special teams, Sly? Here's another look.
Look at his eyes. Eyes on the kicker all the time.
That's a 48-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, which you'll never hear said. Cannot believe what I just saw.
Huge, untouched. And that's when you do things like this. Hopefully the other team, hopefully your guys knew you were doing that. But if they did, you got to have somebody go take out the potential guy who could catch the football. That was my job. I don't go catch it or get the onside. My job was to take out the guy who could potentially get the ball. Wow, wow, wow.
Bountiful tried to catch them off guard with the onside kick, and it turns into disaster for Bountiful. Cordero returns at 48 yards for a touchdown. It's 28-all in the 5A championship game. We've got 11:47 left to play. Now Bountiful will get the ball at their own 20-yard line after the touchback on the kickoff.
This got more interesting.
You think? This game is nuts. We've seen a little bit of everything today.
Yes, we are.
We're not done here. Can't wait to see what's next. Fekito on the run. Bountiful has been getting that run game going here in the second half.
Yes, they have.
It's a gain of 4. They'll take it.
Good, effective run right there. 4 yards on first down is very good. Open some things up. You got a right-handed quarterback. You're coming from the left hash. You can do another rollout right here. Have your guys come open. Got McSwain to the boundary, essentially in one-on-one coverage.
Fekitoa wide open in the field, running hard, breaking tackles, past the 40 down to the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 20.
No need to pass when you have Fekitoa.
This run game is
yes.
rolling right now for Bountiful. Roy's going to have to come up with an adjustment. After doing such a great job in the first half against the run, it has flipped here in the second half. Bountiful, despite the setback on the onside kick attempt, still very much in control here with the game tied. They can go ahead on this drive with 10:30 and counting left to play. What a ball game. Geilman has been here before. He was a starting quarterback for Bountiful in last year's 5A state championship game against Timfew.
Man, he's made some huge adjustments,
yes.
Huge strides in his development since last year. He looks a lot more confident passing and running the football.
He's going to run here on the play action. He's got a first down all the way down to the 44-yard line of Roy. Bountiful is now in Roy territory. Whether it's Feketoa or Guileman, they are racking up run yards right now.
Great decision right there. Roy got to Feketoa. Great pull by Guileman. Get straight upfield and pick up another first down. Keep the chains moving. Establish control. It's exactly what Bountiful is doing.
1st and 10 from the 44. 9.5 minutes left to play. Feketoa up the middle. A lot of room to run another first down, all the way down to the 30-yard line.
They are running this counter to perfection. They are going 11 personnel, 2x2, you off. Counter follow. They could do it to either side of the offense, but they are doing it great. Pull the guard, bring the tight end across, lead block into the B gap on the right side of the offense, and Feketoa just takes it from there.
Guileman's going to throw it. Takes a shot to the end zone over the top.
Short.
Incomplete. Good coverage.
Oh,
they threw a late flag.
Oh, that was really late. Roy coaches are not happy. Roy coaches are not happy.
Pass interference, defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Well, it's number 11, Rhett Slater. But I don't know. I got to see it again, but I don't think that was a good call. It's really late. Yeah, he had his hands out wide. I don't
think the call was on Slater. Feketoa to the left. Knocked out of bounds. Takes a shot from Robert Young.
They said number 15, but I didn't see number 15 in the area.
Right. It looked like it was away from the play, but I don't know. Confusion there. Call was made, and Bountiful is down to the 8-yard line. Another look.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. Rhett Slater, he had his hands out wide. I didn't see that. So
2nd and 3 from the 8. Guileman keeps.
Great
Ooh,
job.
He's taken down short.
Hunter Webb again in the backfield.
No gain.
A good play right there. 4th and 3rd down.
Webb's had a great game.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He plays tight end on offense and does some great blocking for Logan Sellett running the football, and then on defense, he's blitzed. He's been effective in open field tackling. He's set edges. He's made a lot of plays on Siaki Feketoa. Hunter Webb has had a great game from his linebacker position.
Bountiful goes heavy here. Feketoa up the middle, first down and more, fighting to the end zone. Touchdown, Bountiful. Siaki Feketoa from 8 yards out, and Bountiful retakes the lead with 8:06 left to play.
Well, after a kind of brief moment in this game with no scoring, we've seen a flurry here in the last 4 minutes of this game.
The fourth quarter has been electric.
Right. It's 21-21, folks, to start the fourth quarter. 21 points have been scored in just 4 minutes of time.
Zays with the extra point, which is key. It is good. So Bountiful takes a 7-point lead, 35-28, with 8:06 left to play.
Great run right here, big boy package, and then that's just all effort at the end of this play right there. Look at the effort, the energy from Siaki Feketoa. He had the I will not be denied mentality on that right there. Takes it all the way to the end zone. Great run right there by Siaki Feketoa. And great blocking. Even on defense, that big boy package, you had to know what was coming. And there was just nothing that you could do about that. Great job by this Bountiful offense.
We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
Feeling hurt? Uncomfortable standing, walking, or running? Salt Lake Running Company offers free custom shoe fittings. With an assortment of functional footwear and inserts, we've got solutions to help you have your best workout, work day, or work escape. For over 25 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped people find the perfect personalized fit that keeps them comfortably moving. Visit us at one of our locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com today.
At UCCU, we've learned that people prefer more. And not just more, but a lot more. That's why UCCU created Elevated Checking. Elevated provides everything you'd expect from the best checking account anywhere and more. A lot more. Like loan discounts, overdraft forgiveness, and free ATMs nationwide. Just visit uccu.com.
And elevate your checking.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
.806 left to play to decide a 5A state champion. Bountiful has taken a 35-28 lead. Now it's Roy's turn. They've got a match. It's been a wild fourth quarter. The first meeting between these two teams, Bountiful won at Roy 42-35. We could be on track for a similar score here today.
Yes.
In a game that's been just as crazy as the first one.
We anticipated drama in this game.
1st and 10 from the 20.
Nice.
Gardner over the middle. It's caught. Past the 30.
Great RPO game right there.
Ryan Foss with the catch. We got a flag. Uh-oh, for Roy.
66 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well,
another setback for the Royals.
Well,
the penalties have been a problem for them today.
You just look at it this whole second half, right? And their only touchdown in the second half has been special teams. Otherwise, they have been killing themselves with penalties here.
Yeah, they've been outscored 21-7 in the second half. Gardner all day to throw. Still in the pocket. Now he's out. Now he's going to run. Gets up to the 21-yard line.
Good decision by him.
Gain of about 6 after the penalty.
2nd down and 8.
They can work with that.
They got to look to kind of take a shot here. You got a lot of open field. I got Robert Young on my team here. I'm trying to attack the middle of the football field and get Robert Young a good release by sending him in short motion.
They're going to go to Sella. Nice run by Sella. Finally taken down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 26. Sella's hurt.
That was a hard tackle. Great job by Sella making that initial cut right there, getting to the open field. Might have got the wind knocked out of himself there because he had his body and the defender's body on top of him on this tackle.
Logan Sella takes a beating.
Yes,
Now he's just going to throw it away. So it'll be 2nd down and 20 from the 20-yard line. You disagree with the call, Sly?
Oh, that hurts my heart. It's because of that 5-yard grace, right?
Yes.
You have 5 yards to make contact. Defensively, I'm jamming the guy, being physical. Offensively, you want to be physical as well.
Yeah.
And so here, Robert Young creates separation. Within that first yard, that offense and defense can be physical. He pushes the guy off. The defender grabs Robert Young. That's the guy who's guarding Robert Young, not anybody else.
Robert Young in direct snap, 2nd and 20. Here he goes, waiting patiently, trying to find something open. Now he cuts it up. Young still running, still dancing, down to the 10-yard line. They'll give him the 9-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal from the 9.
I don't know why this whole time I'm thinking he's going to pitch this back over here. The whole time I'm just waiting for him to do that. He had an opportunity, if he could, to pitch it to Red Slater over there. They were all set up over there. But Robert Young, he's a very dynamic guy. He makes a lot of things happen. Oh, we got an injury on this play.
What a wild sequence. We do have an injured player with 5:07 left. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 9 for Roy. They got to have a touchdown, so it's 2-down territory. That could impact their play calling. They got 2 timeouts. They used one earlier on that goal line attempt, which led to the penalty.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break while they attend to the injured player. You don't want to miss this when we come back.
Your car carries you and those you love through the days and years. It deserves the best care you can give it. At Burt Brothers, we can help with that. We've been doing it better than anyone else since 1991, and we'll keep doing it to get you through all the important moments on life's roads. Because cars are more than how we get from here to there. They're how we get from there to here. Find your nearest store and discover special offers at burtbrothers.com.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Life is hard. Exercise is medicine. The more you move, the more you smile. At Salt Lake Running Company, we know you've got this. Locally owned, locally operated since 1995, SLRC offers free custom shoe fittings, rewards, training groups, races, free events, seminars, and clinics. Visit us in store or online at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Welcome back. 5:07 left to play in this 5A state championship game. What a game it has been. Bountiful leads Roy 35-28. It's 3rd and goal from the 9. Gardner takes the snap. Play action. Now he's looking back.
Look at DeSella. Oh.
He's going to follow a blocker. Can he get there? He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Drew Gardner.
No flags, no flags. Well,
Roy can tie it with an extra point.
Here's the
with
thing.
4:37 left.
Here's what we can say. Both of these quarterbacks have been making great decisions. Because both of these defenses have had great coverage on the back ends. Normally you see a quarterback want to force the ball. These guys have no problem with pulling it down and making the right decision, keeping their eyes downfield. That whole time, he still had options down the field. And Gardner makes the great decision right there. It is like, look, Sella, I'm not going to throw to you. Block for me. And let's get into this end zone, tie this football game up.
Froker, extra point. It's good. We are tied at 35. With 4:37 left to play.
What did you say the score of the first matchup of this year?
42-35.
Okay, we're inside 5 minutes.
There's another look. Drew Gardner
Great
with a little
decision.
bit of magic.
Look at this. Great decision.
Oh. And then he disappeared. Hopefully we can get that back.
That was a magnificent play by Drew Gardner right there. Great play calling. And it shows you how effective an athletic quarterback can be, right? To extend the play, be confident, make the right decision is a valuable asset for any team. Great job by Drew Gardner on that.
All right, Sly, we've seen it all here. Tied at 35, 4:37 left. Bountiful's been able to run the ball very effectively in the second half. Haven't seen any stops here in the fourth quarter.
They have 3 timeouts. Roy has 2. Roy's on defense. I said this game's going to come down to which defense can make a stop, right? So if Roy can get these guys to do a 3 and out, they get the ball back, and then Bountiful will be on defense. This would be insane if this goes in now overtime. But I wouldn't expect anything less. These are rivals. They understand each other extremely well. They've been playing great all day. What a game.
We're not done. 4:37 left. These players and coaches have given us everything they've got. Can they give us a little bit more here for the final 4:37? Saddle up, here we go. It should be a heck of a ride as we decide a champion in 5A.
A returnable one. Oh.
They fake it, he's got a lane. Another great return. Brock McSwain has been excellent in special teams, and Bountiful has great field position again.
Is that going to be the factor? Foker didn't kick it out of the end zone.
Special teams have had a huge impact on this game.
Every return that he's been able to return, he's been getting to the 40-yard line at least. And now you give him a 55-yard field with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go. They take 2 minutes off the clock here and score. That is detrimental.
Geilman hands it off to Fekatoa, trying to be patient, but nothing's there. They wrap him up, and a late flag.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, 15-yard penalty. Number 8 on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Wow.
Penalties for Roy.
Not going to help you. Yes.
It has absolutely killed them today.
Yes, they have. Oh.
Instead of a first down stop at the line of scrimmage, Bountiful has the ball in Roy territory at the 39-yard line. Geilman hands off Fekatoa into open space, gets about 6. Officially, yeah, they'll give him 6 down to the 33-yard line. It's tense in here. Fans don't know what to do.
Yeah, they don't know how this is going to go.
What do we do here?
Yeah. What do I do with my hands?
I'm cold and frightened. 35 ball. 3:34 left. Fekatoa, no, Geilman. They couldn't get him in the backfield. And we've got a flag on the play.
They're going to call that holding and not the touchdown in the first half? It's the same play. That was less than the one in the first half.
This is a huge call.
It is. It's holding, but like.
This is a huge call. This is going to back up Bountiful.
The one in the first half was way worse.
Number 16 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay second down.
He got a touchdown on the one in the first half. Oh. Well, how much was that penalty?
Ball's on the 37-yard line. Spot foul.
Was he that far downfield, though? Oh.
Yeah.
All right,
3:25 left. 2nd and 8 from the 37. Gallman hands it off to Fekatoa up the middle. They're fighting, pushing. He's at the sticks.
First down.
First down, Bountiful.
Nice.
That offensive line went to work there.
They're marking it a half-yard short, so 3rd down and a half. And this is dangerous here for Roy, because Roy's got to keep all options open. Yeah, Bountiful's doing a great job of grinding this clock out, right? And grinding this clock out. They started this drive with 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Now down to 2:50. Trying to pump up the play clock. Oh, he's going to take a timeout here.
We got a timeout on the play. We got an injured player. It will be 3rd and 1, and it's probably less than a yard to go for Bountiful. 2:51 left. Zayas has a great leg, so they're close to field goal range. Of course, they had one field goal attempt today that did not go well.
Right.
Kay Draper blocked it. It set up a Roy touchdown back in the first half.
I believe that's number 76, senior Will Nixon, sorry.
So a starting offensive lineman has to be brought off the field for Bountiful. Keep an eye on that. Hopefully he can get back in there. But they will certainly miss him, as that run game is just doing whatever they want right now. 3rd and 1, huge play here. 2:47 left. Geilman and shotgun. Now he's going to go back up to the line and snap it. There they go. And Geilman, easy at 6'4", jumping over the top, has the first down.
Just lean over.
And they're inside the 30.
That is a huge asset right there to be able to do the QB run game in half-yard situations.
Clock runs. Bountiful's going to start taking their time. .220 and counting. Geilman hands it off. Fekatoa up the middle.
Ugh.
Another good gain.
How did he squeak through
down to
there?
the 21.
Again, they're eating up clock. This is a tie ball game. Bountiful knows all I need is a field goal to win this thing. Zayas is a good kicker, but as you said, that's not guaranteed. They tried to get a field goal at the end of the first half, got it blocked, allowed Roy to get a touchdown. Oh gosh. What do? Do you rely on a field goal? Are you sure you can protect it? Oh, here we go.
Fekatoa to the outside, first down and more. He's to the edge, inside the 15, out of bounds. That's not what Bountiful wanted. He's down to the 13-yard line. That will stop the clock with 1:29 left.
This is great 4-minute offense right here. Running the ball effectively. Unfortunately, they got out of bounds right there, but you picked up a new set of downs. So all you got to do is run the ball one more time, and the clock keeps going. Again, Roy has 2 timeouts left. You got to start thinking of, should I start taking the timeouts here or save it to freeze the kicker?
Fekatoa breaking tackles down to the 10. Will Roy take a timeout? I believe they will. That would stop the clock with 1:22 left. Really 2nd and 7 after the timeout.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to strategize how to use timeouts. I would have saved that timeout because Bountiful's going to grind this out anyway. And they just got a whole new fresh set of downs. And I got to save a timeout to freeze the kicker. They're down inside the 15-yard line now. Yeah. Well, let's see. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. This is crazy. Very insane.
This is what we expected.
Yes.
Was a game that was going to come down to the end like this. The last game they played earlier this year, as we showed you earlier, came down to the last play of the game. A goal line stand by Bountiful as time ran out. So here we go again.
12-1 Roy. Their only loss is to Bountiful. 35-35 here.
Okay, they go heavy, tight formation here. Fekitoa up the middle. Now do you let him score? You just took a timeout with 1:17 left.
Yeah,
it's first and goal from the 3.
You might have to take another timeout.
There's no way I'm just going to let this come down to a kicker.
Kicking a chip shot, an extra point.
Yeah, an extra point basically. But the clock's going to run. They're saving that timeout.
Yeah.
First and goal from the 3.
Yeah, because essentially there's nothing you can do right now. They're going to run the football. They're going to eat up all the clock, and Bountiful's going to take a timeout. So you let Bountiful take a timeout. Yeah, they literally just have options to do whatever they want. It's under a minute. Like Bountiful right here, I'd be aggressive as heck. I'm getting a touchdown. I'd throw the ball, whatever, because if I could get a touchdown and leave less than 40 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, some would say just kick the field goal. I'd be aggressive too. You just never know what's going to happen. We already saw that today.
Going to happen. I'd be aggressive here. I got a great job here. I can drop back pass. I got a first down and goal from the 3-yard line. So I got 4 downs to score here. Of course, if you get the 4th down, you got to kick the field goal. But in between all of those, I'm taking 5-6 seconds off the clock if I'm throwing the football. But again, Roy can't stop you running the ball.
No.
So give the ball to Siaki Fekitoa.
If you're Roy, don't you want them to score here? You've got a timeout left still, and the clock would stop with about 40 seconds left. That would give you enough time to at least get another chance. Otherwise, Bountiful's going to take it down to 1 tick and kick a field goal from 20 yards out.
I don't know.
That's a tough decision.
I don't. I'd rather have them settle for a field goal and have my blocking team go after it.
Let's see what happens. Geilman up to the line, takes the snap, hands it off. Fekitoa down short of the goal line.
Yeah,
so here's where that decision comes in. The clock's going to run. The clock will run. They didn't get the touchdown.
Yeah, Bountiful's going to let this run. If I was Bountiful.
Yeah, Bountiful can just take a timeout with 1 second left and try to win it with a field goal.
Run the football again. They should run the football again and then call timeout. Now Roy takes a timeout.
Okay. Roy's going to save the 20.
But, I mean, Roy should have called timeout a long time ago if they're going to do it now. But, like, I would have ran the football again, which I think Bountiful is going to do. And then if I don't get it, then you call timeout just as 1 second is in and you kick the field goal. But this is Roy's season right here. They got to go all for it right here. Just think, if you jump off sides, they can't go any more forward. So for me, I'm risking it. I'm timing up this snap as much as possible. Let's see. 5A state championship. Give the ball to your running back, let it happen. Roy has no more timeouts. Hand the ball off, even do a bootleg. Oh, that's a false start.
Second and goal from the 1. They're into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags. Bountiful takes the lead with 18 seconds left.
Sorry, was that not
Siaki Fekatoa gives Bountiful the lead.
Was that not false start on the fullback? All right. Well, yeah, 18 seconds left. What do you do? What do you do?
Roy will get a chance.
Here's the thing. Bountiful's probably going to squib. You squib if you can get a good return out to the 45, 50-yard line, do a Hail Mary. We've seen Washington Commanders do it to the Chicago Bears. Do your own little hook and ladder play, whatever you want to do.
Bountiful having a personnel issue on this extra point. Now they're ready to go.
Got to go after it. Every point is valuable. Got to go after it. Bountiful calling timeout.
That's more drama on an extra point than Bountiful wanted. Another timeout.
Timeout Bountiful, their second charge timeout of the half.
Great 4-minute offense by Bountiful. They got the ball, was it 4:27, 4:37, something like that on the clock. At the 45-yard line because of the kick. And they took 4 minutes off the clock in 55 yards. Exit, never felt rushed, never felt pressured. Open playbook. Great job. It's all you could ask for. And let's see, this extra point could be valuable as well. Here's the thing, if Roy blocks this, can you return?
You cannot. You cannot return a block extra point attempt in high school.
Yeah, Roy's going for it here.
The extra point attempt is good. Bountiful has a 7-point lead. 42-35, the identical score of the regular season meeting between these two schools.
And if you look at it, it'll probably be like a typo, right? There's no way they had the exact same score, exact same winner in both games.
We're 19 seconds away from that scenario. But in that game, Roy had a chance at the end, at the goal line, and couldn't get it in.
Oh, wow.
Does Roy have some drama left in them?
Well, let's see here.
Trying to win their first state championship since 1981. They've waited so long. They knocked off perennial power Timpview in the semifinals to get here, only to meet their region rival and trail by 7 here with 19 seconds left. Bountiful, this would be their first state championship since 2003. After the heartbreak of last season, losing a close one to Timpview. They're just 19 seconds away from a celebration they'll never forget. Here we go. Zayas will try to send this into the end zone for the touchback. Roy's not going to get a chance for their playmakers to return it. So the Royals are going to have to go 80 yards in 19 seconds to stay alive.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This has been crazy. Let's see. It's not over. Yeah, this Bountiful team definitely fought for this. Be in this position. But as we said, there's a lot of dynamic guys on this Roy team. Let's see who's going to be the guy today. I got two guys over the top of Robert Young down at the bottom of your screen.
Gardner, quick shot outside, gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Mark it at the 28-yard line.
Throw. That was a far throw. He had to put everything into that.
Took 4 seconds off the clock. Again, they have no timeouts. Five receivers, as you'd expect. Gardner takes the snap. Throws it outside. Catch is made. Goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line with 8 seconds left.
If you can do one more of those.
One more, they give themselves a shot in the end zone.
Yeah.
That was a nice play call.
But you have to get out of bounds. That's the key here. Catch it short, but you have to get out of bounds. Yeah, because if you can get to your Bountiful 45 inside the 45-yard line, you give your shot at a nice Hail Mary.
8 seconds left. Gardner takes the snap in the pocket to the outside. Catch is made. Zay Morse is out of bounds at the 42 in Bountiful territory. So 4 seconds left. Roy can take a shot into the end zone. A Hail Mary. We will have a Hail Mary attempt. Down 42-35. The Royals have one shot.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Football, baby. It's football, baby. Let's go.
Does Roy have any magic left?
Okay.
We are about to find out.
So Bountiful, are they going to bring 4 or are they only going to bring 3? If they bring 3, you should have more time. They bring 4.
They rush him. He's got to go flush out of the pocket. Now he's got to look downfield. Now he's going to heave it to the end zone. There's 2 men back there. It's short of the end zone. It's caught. They have to pitchy woo-woo now. It was caught at the 3. It wasn't caught in the end zone. And the game is over. After experiencing the agony of defeat last year on this turf, the Redhawks experienced the thrill of victory. After 21 years, the wait is over. The Bountiful Redhawks are 5A state champions.
The drama. Oh, can all the games end like this today? That was incredible.
They caught the Hail Mary, but they caught it at the 3.
And then you pitched it back 20 yards. That's...
Roy was 3 yards away.
I got
what a game.
So many ideas at how to execute. You know, in Hail Mary, what's going to be successful? How is that going to happen? How do you shake your hand after this whole season? Amazing job by Roy this whole season. But you got to go all the way to the end. Bountiful, fighting, making it happen, having an incredible year. Bountiful, 12-1 as well. Now 13-1 and 5A state champions. And they did it in the best fashion. As we said, last year they were here and came just short to tempt you. Siaki Fekatoa, Emerson Gauman, Brock McSwain, Britton Tidwell. This is something these guys have worked for forever. I remember interviewing these guys 2 or 3 years ago when those guys were just freshmen, sophomores. Freckleton was like, these guys are the future. He literally said, watch us in a couple years. And look at what happened. Back-to-back state championship appearances in 2024. 5A state champions.
The Bountiful Redhawks have done it. They are 5A state champions.
Wow.
What a finish, what a season. Congratulations to the Roy Royals on one of the greatest seasons in school history. They were 3 yards short. They were 3 yards short. Another look.
Great job
at the Hail Mary
here, setting up. Froker catches it. And had the pitchy woo-woo. Pitchy woo-woo.
That's how it ended.
Oh, this is insane.
Just like the first game, 42-35 is the final score.
That is difficult. That is difficult. But great game all the way around. Great effort by Roy. Great effort by Bountiful. If you love football, this is exactly how you'd want it to go down. Great state championship football game. Oh my gosh. You know, I never won a state championship in high school, so I don't know how to celebrate, how this would be, but this has got to be a great feeling for these kids.
I've been on both sides of it. There's not a greater gap in emotion that you'll feel.
Right.
Not a greater gap. For Bountiful to experience the pain last year and to be able to come back this year and experience this, you just can't help but be happy for them. Sticking with it, the fight, the work in the offseason that is required to make this happen. Congratulations to the Bountiful Redhawks. They've earned it.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
And a great 5A this year, Sly. 5A was just
tough.
So good this year.
Orem, Timpview, Roy.
As deep as I've seen it, it's obviously been dominated by Orem and Timpview in recent years, but not this year. You had a number of teams that were good enough to be here. And at the end, it's Bountiful that's the last team standing. All right, let's go down to Mary Louise Cook on the sideline.
Emerson, to experience what you did last year, to make it to the state championship, come up short, and now in your senior year to be able to win a state championship, what is the feeling?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. I'm so grateful for my teammates and my coaches and this community, and we're just so blessed, and I'm just so grateful.
What are the qualities of this team that you think made you state champions?
We're just one tight team. We all grew up together. There's no transfers. We all love each other. We have each other's back and believe in each other, and that's why we're able to win today.
I want to ask you about one of your teammates, Zakai Fekatoa. I see the smile on your face. What does he mean to this team and to you personally?
Oh, he's just a dog. He's such a good player. I think I need to go, but
yeah,
I love Siaki. I love Siaki.
He loves Siaki, and he's got to go. The state champion has got to go.
Hey, you got to celebrate. He'll get to hoist the trophy. He's the quarterback. He's got to get out there. I understand. Look at this.
He fully supports.
There's the moment. That's what they've dreamed of all their life. It's in their hands. State champions.
Don't miss this moment. I know I got to go. I ain't missing this. I got to go.
We respect that, Emerson.
Oh, yes, for sure.
You wouldn't want to miss this. We'll have more interviews here after they're done celebrating. We'll stick here.
Such an amazing game.
21 years they've waited to bring one of those back to Bountiful High School. They've had some great players and great teams over the years. Sam Merrill of the Cleveland Cavaliers was a Bountiful football player. He won basketball and baseball state titles at Bountiful, but they never were able to get a football state championship while he was there. Well, there's a lot of Bountiful alumni watching this right now. Congratulations to all of you. You're all a part of this. You're part of this great history that this program's had over the years.
You said this Christian Cox as well,
Christian
right?
Cox,
yeah.
I believe, was on that 2003 team or 2002.
No, he's not a champion. I just play. I think him and Mike Wright were on those teams as like freshmen or sophomores.
I'm sure they told you guys all about it in the locker room all the time.
Yeah, you got to hold it over.
You never forget.
Head.
And there's Emerson Gauman and his teammates sharing that trophy with the students that came here to support them.
Amazing moment for all these guys. Soak it in. That's something you'll be able to tell your children. So many emotions, as you said, on both sides. It was going to come down to the wire. They were very evenly matched teams, division foes. Amazing football game.
Let's go back down to Mary Lou's Cook, who's standing by with Siaki Fekitoa.
For the first time since 2003. I mean, that's before you were even alive. Okay, we were talking with that guy. That was Emerson that just gave him a nice little push there. We were talking with him a little bit earlier, and he was just saying how much he loved you. Then he was like, I got to go hoist the trophy.
That's my quarterback. I love him too.
Well, that's for sure. Yeah. That was the last thing he said as he ran away from us. But first time since 2003 that this team has been able to hoist up that trophy, to be a part of it. What does it mean to you?
It feels amazing, you know, just the culture here, the tradition, our coaches, our community, just everyone supports us, and we just had to get the job done.
When I asked Emerson what it was about this team that allowed you to become state champions, he said, we are one. These are guys that have been together for a long time. To be a part of this brotherhood, what does it mean to you?
It feels amazing. You know, I grew up in Bountiful. You know, people have told me to transfer, but, you know, I just stuck with my boys, and now we're state champions.
And it paid off to now be a state champion. What is the feeling for you?
It feels amazing, but, you know, it's a team win, so we got it done.
Congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mary Lou's.
I'd be so excited. I wouldn't even know what to say.
He was very calm, cool, collected.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, he was. I like, for me, I'd be so, like, erratic. I'd be all over the place.
Hey, I think he's expecting to win another one next year.
Oh.
True, he's a junior.
Hey, he can make it happen.
Coach Freckleton's got it going here at Bountiful. It's going to be tough to repeat this, though. This is a special team. Again, went through the heartbreak of last year. They believed, they knew they could do it. They brought it back, and Gauman was better. Siaki Fekitoa was better. Brock McSwain, Britton Tidwell. You look at that defensive front. Norris was a beast today. So many great contributions and so many great plays. And then you had some unexpected play from guys that don't get a lot of opportunities, but they stepped up. A lot of great. Connor Clark with the touchdown catch.
Right.
You know, you didn't expect something like that today. So just a tremendous effort.
Zeke Murdoch played a big role today as well. He had flashes of big, important plays when this team needed it to extend drives, coming in as a reserve, making a huge adjustment. So there's tons of guys, especially this offensive line, the way they run the football today is all becoming of a state champion. They did a terrific job all day today, and it was a pleasure to call.
Let me try one more here as Mary Lou's is still down there with the team as they're celebrating, getting pictures. They got 5 minutes left before they have to clear the field for our next game. We're just getting started here today. The 6A state championship is up next. Corner Canyon, Lone Peak, you're not going to want to miss that. Stick right here for the 6A title. Then at 6 o'clock tonight, the 4A state championship. Spanish Fork seeking their first ever state title against the defending 4A state champion, the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, who will be in their third state championship in 6 years of the school's existence. Pretty impressive. Yeah. All right, we got one more. Let's go down to Mary Lou's Cook, who's standing by with Brock McSwain, who had a great game today.
Brock McSwain, a great game for you today, and of course for your team. Congratulations on being a state champion. What is the feeling, especially when you take into account it was against your rival?
It feels great. No better feeling in the world. We lost last year, and we knew that we'd be back here. We went every day in the offseason working as hard as we could, and Coach Walker had us working on those workouts every day, making us strong.
Now, that was a tough team, and you guys were the only ones that were able to hand them losses this season. Of course, this one, I'm sure, had to feel a little bit better for you guys. What are the qualities of this team? And I asked some of your teammates about this, but what are some of the qualities that you think made this team state champions?
Some of the qualities is we're just a brotherhood. You know, I've never had a tighter team than this in my life. You know, we're just family. We love each other more than anything in this world. And that was a great team that we played. They deserve to be here.
Now, in your senior year, being able to hoist up that trophy, especially considering what didn't happen for you guys here on this turf last year, how special is it?
It's so special. I'm so proud of everyone on this team. Siaki and Emerson, just some dogs, bro. They're the best kids ever.
Congratulations to you, Brock.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you, Mary Lou's. Congratulations to Roy. Royals on a great season. And congratulations to your 2024 5A state champions. The Bountiful Redhawks defeat Roy 42-35. they're taking that trophy back to Bountiful for the first time in 21 years. Coming up next, the 6A state championship between Lone Peak and Corner Canyon. Until then, we're going to go to get post-game reaction from the KSL Sports Rewind guys. They're up next.